Okay. So all right. I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of double duty with at least one of the NPCs or one of the PCs. Normally I wouldn't do this, but Steven's been gone so long that and you guys really need his character. You can do without Salem, but I don't think you can do without him. So, Dan, I'm going to give you his character to play. We're giving him the XP. We might as well get the juju.
There's 2 versions of his character sheet here, though.
Are there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lovely.
Do we know if Adam's showing up?
Do we ever know? I mean, I haven't been told that he's not.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll go with this one because this one has extra than what's just on here.
Has extra what?
Essentially, this copy here of Steve's character has more stuff on it than that one, which leads me to believe that this is a preliminary character.
Okay.
So we can, yeah, like there's nothing, everything on here is pretty much written in marker. This one's actually got stuff on it.
Okay. Fair enough.
But seriously, can't we have Salem, like, talk them out of, the mask? Just giving it to us?
All right, so let's let us take care of Destiny.
All right, I'll take Salem if somebody wants to take Gand.
Sure.
I got Steve. Steve gets 2 lights out.
I am the master of destiny.
Craig,
yo,
you're making a lot of low end poundy noises. It's coming through the microphone as really like heavy, like scrape and pound noises. Just like when you're doing stuff, like just if you could try to be a little more quiet.
Okay. No
because
problem.
it's coming all the way through, and it sounds like I heard a buffalo over there. So.
Okay, that was just the getting the poker chips out.
Yeah, but just imagine what'll happen when you get really excited.
To dark side.
2 and 2 from me.
2. Pretty much even so far. And 1 and 1 for me. So dead even.
The three big NPCs give 2 white and 2 black altogether.
Again, dead even. This could turn out to be interesting.
Nice.
We actually use the Destiny. We haven't for the last few games.
Yeah, that's true.
Could somebody check the microphone and make sure the setting is in the middle of the 3? It's at the back, at the base. You'll see a little red switch. It should be in the middle.
It is.
Okay. Cool. There we go.
Is that better?
Good stuff. That's great. Cool. There we go. Okay, so I just got to. All right.
Oh, before we start,
Uh huh.
never mind.
Now that you've made us curious, why don't you just
I was
tell
just
us?
going to say, like, I wanted to buy grenades, but we're obviously already on the planet, so I can't do that. So just forget it. I'll do it after, next time we have a bit of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Grenades.
Grenades! Jacob, he has a grenade! He's bluffing! By the way, guys, I've got an updated version of my character sheet at home. I just forgot to send it to you.
Okay.
But I wrote everything down last session that I wanted on this, so I'm not missing anything. I don't think. If I am, it's not a big deal.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
I basically started buying into the Marauder talent tree.
Okay. Hang on a sec. I'm just. Never ceases to amaze me how sometimes PDFs will give me a thumbnail and sometimes they won't give me a thumbnail. Okay. So you find yourself standing at the at the edge of a long cave, sort of a cave tunnel, as it were, and you can see that there's a rather short corridor, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, that leads to a blast door. There's nothing guarding the blast door. There's nothing guarding the blast door. There's nothing there except a panel. It seems to have been erected makeshift, though, as though somebody patched into some ruined controls. But it's glowing, so it seems to be working. Dan, from your perspective, just looking at it, I mean, it looks like somebody bought this thing off the shelf, and it looks like if there is any sort of a code to it, it'd take you seconds to crack it. Like it's a digit code. So you don't even know if it has one. It wouldn't surprise you if they just bought the thing and then slapped it on and didn't even bother programming it with a code.
That either speaks to ignorance or arrogance.
Or the expectation that no one will be here.
Mm.
And it's just something to keep the beasties out.
Mm. True that.
Marrow looks at you, Dan, and says, "Well, I don't find too many archaeological digs with locks and door pads on them, so I'm not sure how to proceed."
Well, I can hack into it and open it. But again, I'm assuming that as soon as that opens, we're going to be made.
Can't be helped. We got to get inside there.
Axe comes out.
All right.
As soon as
actual difficulty.
no, your early surmises were actually pretty close to correct. There's no code. You literally just punch the big red button and the door snaps open. And none too quickly either.
Do we at least get a look at what's on the other side while the door is opening?
Yes, it looks like a spiral staircase downwards, big enough for two of you to walk side by side on, going from your left-hand side downwards.
Any sounds coming up it?
Nope.
I think you get to go first.
Yeah, that's it. Put the Wookiee first.
Do you want to be at the back of this trail?
No. No. I'm the one with 21 wounds, so.
The deck plates clang. The stair deck plates clang a little as you descend on them. When you get to the bottom of the stairwell, there's another hatch. This one doesn't look like it's locked either. Alright. I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to take out my pistol.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, jeez. Hermione, or excuse me, Ermine. We're just running a game. I had hoped you would have spotted this in the description of the hangout, but I guess Google doesn't make it plain. Spectators are welcome, but we ask that they be silent.
What? All right. I was just wondering what the game was. All right.
Oh, it's Star Wars Tales of the Ruby Queen. So, no, you're welcome. It's just. Anyways, where was I?
Second door.
Yeah, the second door doesn't appear to be locked either. And everybody pulls her. Will puts one hand on Marrow's chest and pushes him back and says, "Not a chance." She pulls her two pistols and stands on the other side of you, Dubaka, as you stand on the other side of the door. Of course, that means that the big fur rug is in your way, Dan.
It's okay. He's the one who gets shot.
That's my horse.
Somebody's gonna have to actually open the door.
Nah. Sort of with the butt of my axe.
With the butt of the axe, bang, shunk. And then there's this long pause as you wait for like, battle droids, thousands, explosives, anything, anybody?
No, it opens up and Darth Maul's standing there with his double-bladed. Fuck.
That'd be a neat trick.
Well, he's in training right now, isn't he?
But
no, he's dead.
No, you are confronted with you're confronted with nothing more than another long corridor. This one goes on for a bit, though. It's tough to tell. Maybe 30 yards, maybe 40.
What's the light situation like? Is it dark? Or?
It's Sith red.
Oh,
So you can see, but there's no penalties for dim light. But boy, you wish there was a bit more light.
All right. Sally Farth.
I need to check on something.
Sure.
Okay. Now, having done that,
So I do commit one of my force dice to the please don't kill me power.
to the sense life.
No, to the if you try to attack me, I make it more difficult for you to hit me thing. I will continue to check as we walk, but that I don't have to actually commit a die to. I just have to use it.
Reaching out through the force.
All right. Well, one thing I'll tell you, Dan, is that it does not it's not fun here to open yourself up to the Force. It's not fun at all. There's this feeling in the pit of your stomach, like you ate something that not only went bad on you, but is still going bad, and it's just tugging at you. But at the same time, there's a sense here that there is so much utter power. Just the whole place just throbs with puissance. Just the it's just like layer upon layer upon layer of power, and it's just, and you feel yourself drawn to it in a sense, like you like you're attracted to it and yet repelled by it at the same time.
Moth to a flame.
But the moth knows what they're getting, and you're not sure.
Oh.
You've never felt this way before. Not even on the planet where you encountered the Sith zombies. Ostis, not even on Ostis.
Great. It's a worse haunted planet than the last one.
We've upgraded to Poltergeist 2. Which is the movie that basically like it's a sci-fi movie where they find, I think it's Sphere, but I'm not sure, where it basically starts to drive everybody mad.
So,
or no, Event.
I'm assuming that you guys are proceeding down the corridor.
Yep.
Well, not far down, at the end of the distance I indicated, is another hatch. Once again, another one of these, store-bought slap and use hatch control sets on it. And once again, there's no code.
Can we hear anything coming through this one?
Let me.
On the other side of the door.
Well, give me a perception check. I'll say 2 purple for your difficulty.
Not my strong point. My strong point is point towards enemy, go, growl, kill.
Yeah, well,
Fortunately, I have uncanny senses.
You're sort of leaning your head against the door, and you find Will sort of doing the same thing. So she's looking at you going, hear anything?
Well, let's see. I have 2 successes, one of which is a triumph. Actually, no. I have a triumph and 5 advantages.
Very uncanny indeed.
There's somebody moving a table somewhere on the other side of that door, but the sound is far away. It's echoing.
So not within short range?
No. Will looks over at you, Dan, and says, do you hear a table?
Yeah. It's far away, though. It's not close.
Yeah.
Somebody's in there when we open this up.
Let's hope they don't have rifles.
If they're messing with a table, they're not holding the rifle.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, if they've got the rifle on their back, it's not going to take too hard for them to grab a hold of it.
Talon essentially sets himself up kneeling at the door with his sniper rifle out. So he is prepared to fire back if should be needed.
He looks at you guys with a bit of a smile on his face and says, well, food for the death god.
I brace myself to start running once the door was completely open,
All right, so everybody
or
ready?
dive through while it's opening.
Everybody ready?
I guess.
Awesome. Give him the word.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as he gives me the word, I push the button, the door starts open.
Do it.
Bam. Door starts open.
The door opens to another corridor. Now this one is every bit as long as the one you just walked down. Give me a perception test.
Is that for everybody?
Anybody who thinks they can do it. The difficulty is 3 purple.
I'm not even gonna bother.
Why not?
'Cause I got all
you
of
fail.
because I've got all of 2 green.
I make a lot of rolls that are just 2 green. There's no despair, so you don't have to worry about horrible shit happening.
That's true. That's true.
So Toby has 2 successes and an advantage.
Yeah, rolls of despair, his eyes fall out. Oh, God damn it!
Suddenly struck blind for no repair.
You thought Call of Cthulhu was bad for that shit.
Oh, I think that's 3 failures.
So you really don't know.
No, I don't see shit. I'm looking at the ceiling.
Talon got a failure and an advantage.
3 purples it was?
Yeah, 3 purples.
I'm trained in perception. And I have 2 boost die from, so.
You're the fucking force user.
So it was an interesting. I might have a success left after all of that.
1 success, 1 disadvantage.
One success, 1 advantage. You're pretty sure you see a couple of people sitting way at the end of your sight range. And just as you're confirming that in your own mind, you hear Talon's voice behind you. I got 2 targets sitting at a table. There's probably more, but the structure is blocking them from my sight. What do you want me to do, boss? We're not assassins. We're not assassins. Don't do anything to them unless they do anything to us. And he pulls out his macro binoculars, and he literally crouches down underneath Talon's barrel, and he looks through the macro binoculars. Nah. At private security. Zerka Corporation. Oh, when you care enough to hire the very best. These guys are hired guns, but they're not. They're mall cops. They're mall cops with blaster carbines. Talon's like, all the more reason why we should shoot them now. We're not going to get a better chance. All right, take the shot. You just see Talon take a breath and mutter under his breath, One breath for the death god. One breath for me. And half a breath that they'll ever take. Go ahead, Dan. Make the shots. It's that's a medium shot.
Okay.
And there's no I'm gonna throw in one setback die just because there's a possibility that some idiot could, like, I don't know. It's sketchy, so I'm gonna throw in one setback die, but otherwise the shot's clean.
Okay. Just gotta check to see what kind of talents he's got.
And just to make perfectly clear what's going on, the you've got two guys sitting behind a circular table, but you're also pretty sure that there's two other guys sitting, like, in front of them, but the architecture of the place cuts them off from your shot.
All right. Well, he's got no talents that will assist with this roll, so let's get the party started. One triumph, and so 3 successes, one of which is a triumph.
Wow.
Ouch.
Okay.
Took his head clean off.
I'll say. He's gone. His head disappears, and his buddy looks over, and you could just see that dumb look on his face, like, that's funny. Mom had a head a minute ago.
He's now covered in blood.
I wonder what happened to that shit. Bob, where's your head at?
And now covered in blood and brain bits. He hasn't even realized.
Time to take the second shot.
Five successes.
Oh, shit.
Jesus, Dan, we should have you play Talon all the time. The two bodies with no heads just sit there in the chair, like they're about to take a swig of their drink any minute.
Frozen in it.
But the other two people that you suspected of being there, they stand up and they scramble. They'll be a little harder to hit because they just threw the table over and are hiding behind it. So, same difficulty dice, but 2 setback dice instead.
Oh, man. Only 4 of them were mall cops. I probably could have knocked all 4 of them out.
Next shot is 2 successes, but 1 disadvantage. Take a strain.
I'm gonna have to check the. Actually, gonna have to check the.
Effectively, it's 12 damage with 2 of their soak not being applicable.
Oh, really? Oh, boy.
Well, base damage of the weapon is 10, and its failure is 2.
Okay, well, their soak is 4. So
Damage.
Ouch.
yeah, the remaining 10 is enough to put a hole in one guy. And your disadvantage means the other guy sounds an alarm.
Actually, I was just going to take a strain for that.
What was that?
I was just going to take a strain for that. It's not a despair.
You think?
Advantage.
Okay, we'll go ahead. You go ahead and take a strain. So instead, the guy just sort of hollers.
Help me!
The next shot is, in fact, a failure, but 2 advantages.
Only 3 for 4.
All right, we've had our fun. We got to get out of here. Let's get down the corridor and see if we can find some place that either branches right or left.
All right.
charging.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, there is nowhere until you get like almost to right on top of where they were. Let's see if I can find the map. You know, it all looked normal to me last night. You're waiting any minute for somebody to come running out. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
You guys appear here.
I can't see where you're pointing. I'm assuming the round table with the 4 chairs is the.
Yeah, I'm sorry, for some strange reason with a PDF, I'm going to see if I can get the. Does anybody know how I can get the hand tool with the PDF?
A little bit of.
All right.
Should be one of the icons.
Okay, you guys are about there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the poor people whose heads you've blown off are here. So who's doing what?
Oh, I'm definitely not going first.
That I don't know. I think it's only going to be a matter of moments before he actually hits an alarm. So, how fast can I close with him?
Well, remember, you're going to be running through corridors.
Mm-hmm. Past them, yeah.
Well, he's still about here. So you're not that far away from each other. Now, technically, you guys aren't supposed to see what any of this stuff is, but it should give you a bit of size perspective and distance perspective. You're not dealing with that much distance. How far can you charge?
Well, I guess basically standard. 2 actions.
Changing your range band is 1 movement.
Yeah. So if he's at medium range.
Well, he was at medium range when you guys were at the other end of the corridor. Now he's at short range.
And I should be able to close with him in 1 round.
Close and attack.
Yeah.
Well,
close and then take my action.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. He's a mall cop. So it's typically 2 purple for melee.
Yep.
Okay.
It's always 2 purple.
Yep. And I'm going to take pity on this guy because he's a mall cop, and I'm going to do a stunning blow.
Okay.
That would be 4 successes and 2 advantages.
Well, he has no defense. 4 soak.
I've got Pierce 3.
1 soak.
So that makes a total of 4 plus 7, 10. Minus his 1 soak.
He's got a minion, so anything that would go to strain will automatically go to wound threshold, and his wound threshold is 5. So either way, he's having a sleep.
99.
Actually, he sort of looks at you. Please don't get Looks
lucky I didn't cleave him in half. Okay, like should be thankful.
I doubt he'll be particularly thankful when he wakes up.
Now, are you guys all going to go and stand where Dubaka is now, or
Well,
do you want me to?
I'm going to
as
at
we
least
move
take a
up,
look at.
check the corridors that we're passing by. To
Yeah.
make sure that nobody's,
No, you don't see anybody standing idly in the corridors.
Okay. Yeah, move up to regroup.
Okay.
Unless Miro wants us to actually go in and check the side quarters.
So
While they're regrouping, I'm just going to take a quick search on the bodies and see if there's anything of note.
oh, there's a couple of cred chips, but it's nothing. It's good for nothing but smokes and road beers.
Gotcha. I was just thinking maybe security access cards or something like that.
Strangely enough, no.
Hmm.
Nothing here but blaster carbines.
Door means why would you need security
Blaster
cards?
carbines. They have blaster carbines.
Oh, Bevan, hey, listen. As you come wandering up from here to here, you get to see the whole armory. They got smoke grenades. Only smoke grenades for some reason. Scanners, comm links. There's some armor over here. That's all armor, even though they look like spacesuits.
Ain't gonna fit a Wookiee, so. I will, however, take a couple of those grenades and clip them to my harness.
They're nice ones too.
Yeah, essentially go and take a look. Let the boss know that I'm gonna go through and check it out.
All right. Marrow has noticed that over here, just outside the view of this map, there's a door. And he's sort of standing here along with Willa. Not sure where Salem is. The doctor is also in that same area with Marrow.
Okay. Well, Talon will position himself just in front of them with the sight down to that door.
Okay. Cool.
And he'll be on Overwatch.
What type of armor is it? Like, what does it look like?
It's padded armor. It gives you +2 to your soak. Piss all to your defense. It's your standard Nuge armor. One step up from like cured hides.
Would it be any better for Salem or Vanny?
I've already got armor of sorts.
And a Technicolor dream coat. All done up in shiny green. Make you look like an emerald leprechaun.
Yeah, but I saved that for things where I want to look fancy.
If you're wearing that, you're never gonna.
You're not wearing it every day. You're gonna break poor Jem's heart.
But I don't have to wear it all the time.
You better explain that to Jem.
Droids can be fixed. Hey, Jen, look over there. Bye.
Restraining bolt.
So, Kevin's been sort of looking up and down the corridor. Until we know where this mask is, we're going to have to search everything. And everywhere. So, that being the case, we're going to have to go up that corridor. Much as I don't want to.
So, just for the sake of an inventory, how many grenades are there in the armory? Like, are we talking boxes or are we talking handfuls?
There's 36.
How many would you say I could clip to Tarful's harness?
A dozen.
You also said that there were comlinks.
Yep. There's 8 of those. One of them's in pieces, obviously being repaired.
Okay. What else was there? Grenades, comlinks.
Padded armor.
Two whole racks of blaster carbines. That's a dozen blaster carbines.
Well, for the blaster carbines, I'm gonna pop. I'm assuming that they do have a clip in them.
Yep.
Pop all the clips out. Don't, dude. If somebody gets back to here, yeah, no. We don't want them having 12 blaster carbines. Smoke grenades, fine. We can't see you. Oh no, don't shoot us. And how many suits of armor?
When you say pop the magazines,
Essentially, yes. Make sure that there is no clip in the gun.
where do you put them?
Put them in a bag.
Do you carry the bag? Are you bringing the ammunition with
Yes.
you? Okay.
And how many suits of armor?
5.
Is there anything else?
Various stuff.
Bric-a-brac.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you said you're gonna grab 12 smoke grenades.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so that means there's
there's 24 left.
24. I'll grab one.
Annie will grab one.
Doki will grab one, pop the top, and inhale deeply. No, I'm just kidding.
Loki, come over. Oh, man.
You caught him doing smoke. It's not a grenade, but it's something that Sassoon uses sometime to test some of the internal turbines for the sublight engines, and it's essentially it's a lot like a smoke grenade. It just doesn't pop the smoke out as quickly. But you saw Doki huffing on one of those once. His head covered in azure smoke.
Jesus.
But yeah, so there's some medical supplies, but Dr. Giotano looks over them and sort of goes, I wouldn't use that if it was the last medical supplies in the world.
I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus, not only is Doki a lush, but he's a woofer as well. Fucking
Just-
whippets.
It's right. Friggin' huffer.
No wonder he's fucking nuts.
Well, then there was the one time, Vanny, that Doki trundled up to you when you're in your pilot's compartment, handed you an empty plasteel cylinder, patted you on the arm in congratulatory fashion, and wandered off.
By the way, Gus, the
Yes.
smoke grenades. What encumbrance weight do they have?
They are. I want them to be less than a thermal detonator, but more than a standard explosive grenade.
They're all grenades have the same encumbrance.
Then all grenades have the same encumbrance.
Okay, so you have to add 12 encumbrance to yourself for the 12
What does that
grenades.
count for?
After you break past your encumbrance level, you start taking a step back.
Okay, how do you calculate encumbrances? This is the first time.
Encumbrance is generally it is 5 plus your brawn plus any modifications for gear.
Well, I have no idea if Tarful's harness would make any difference on that.
Probably not 12 worth. I know that.
No, but I've got
belts-
8. I've got 8 base. So like 5 plus my brawn is 8. So if
Then all your gear. How much encumbrance does your weapon?
I don't know. It's what I never looked it up on a vibro axe.
I'm saying you may not want to take all 12.
No, that's fine.
Vibro axes are 4.
Okay, so so I have 4 to spare, just base. Now, again, the question is, does Tarful's harness make any difference to that?
It's not powered armor, it's just a bandolier.
I think a utility belt will give you 1 extra point of encumbrance for anything attached to it. That's standard, that's standard gear.
So that would give me bonus 1 encumbrance, is what you're saying.
If it can also be used as a utility belt as well.
I guess we're gonna have to get you a backpack, Dubaka.
Okay, so I only take 5. That'll put me at my limit. I'm going to assume that Tarful's harness at least counts as a utility belt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it counted as a bandolier or whatever that meant.
I don't think there is actually anything there. I don't think there is actually a bandolier.
Well, maybe not in the Prime book. But let's not get bogged down with it.
Well, yeah, we'll carry on. I'll look it up while we're going.
All right. So the question at this point.
6 points of carrying encumbrance.
So you guys advance up the corridor, the one that doesn't lead to the spacesuits, and you soon get to a 3-way choice. The way to the right isn't really a choice; it leads to a dead end. The way to the left is a longer corridor that leads to a bend, and the way straight ahead is a slightly longer corridor as well, but also leads to a door. So do you want to go to the door, or do you want to go around the bend?
Doors need to be opened. We'll find out what's around the bend first.
Okay. So you turn around the bend, and you find a door, and this one does have a working lock. So it looks alphanumeric. So you're going to need to employ whatever ooby dooby skills you would use for picking, slicing, rolling, and whatever Angela will help you with.
Is I want to listen at the door to see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. That's a 2.
3 successes, flat.
You can hear refrigeration units. The kind that they build into portable cases rather than the big upright models.
But no people, no walking around, nothing like that.
No, none of that.
All right. So let's get the ooby dooby going. What kind of? Oh, not like it really mattered. The setbacks are there. What kind of difficulty am I looking at?
This one here, it's a 3. It's not a very good lock, but it is a lock.
1 success, 3 advantages.
Nothing in the main book. Just this utility belt. Yeah. For the heck of it, I'm going to check Age of Rebellion just to
Okay.
see if there's anything different. Ow. Ow.
But I didn't jiggle again?
Yeah, point.
So the door opens up, and it seems like you're in a storage room. And I will show you what the storage room looks like in just a minute. Storage room. La la la. There you go. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There are refrigerated containers over here. There are dry goods containers over here. There are liquid containers over here. You're not quite, there's some, I don't know, it looks like personal luggage over here. And this stuff you think may be machine parts.
Okay. So
I guess it's
essentially
time.
found their supply room. I'm curious about the personal stuff to see what kind of, if there's anything to identify who is actually here.
Okay, now you see my cursor here? This container, clothing for a woman. For a woman. Various themes, rugged outdoorsy clothing, a couple of dresses for, I guess, a party or whatever, but clothing. This box here, various personal electronics, like a personal grooming kit, a couple of personal data pads, a small dictation droid, a personal grooming droid. Here, Republic credits, dataries.
So did you say dataries?
Yes. Well, Lee. I think Liam Neeson in episode 1 pronounces them as Dactari, but every time I've seen them written, they're called dataries. They're essentially, credit sticks. But they're single use credit sticks.
But it's like a suitcase full of them?
More like a fisherman's tackle box.
Poor.
Well, they're Republic credits. They're not going to be terribly useful right now.
Depends on where you use them.
From what you can tell, there's about 75,000 credits here.
Okay. And how easy is it to switch?
Oh, look, and some fake ID cards too.
Oh, goody.
All of them female though.
Fanny sort of reaches out and starts flicking through them, and
how easy is it to switch Republic credits to useful?
To Imperial script?
Yeah.
You know a guy. Fanny knows a guy. Salem knows a guy. Basically, you'll get a ratio of anywhere from 25 to 50 to 1.
Fanny's looking through the IDs. What sort of IDs are they, and what does the identity look like?
They're all female. They're all human, but there's no pictures.
So,
Perfect.
what kind of IDs are they?
They are they're planetary governmental identifications. One of them's from Alderaan, one's from Chandrila, one's from Kuat, one's from Coruscant.
What kind
One's
of professions do they-
one's from Corellia.
So, what kind of professions are these people supposedly have?
They're not listed. Professions aren't listed in national identifications because a person's profession can change really often.
Fair enough.
Excellent. You put those in your pocket,
Yeah.
and we'll hack them later.
Clink. Those are useful.
So yeah, we'll split up the credits. Those are things that we can take with us, even if we have to run. There's no point in leaving those behind.
You said there were what? How many IDs?
It's about 10 altogether.
Okay.
I'll work out the precise locations later, but assume that they're all the major civilization, all the major hubs of human civilization here are represented.
Make sure you use the Aldron one soon.
Come on, she's got another 15 years.
Gus,
Yes.
found something in Age of Rebellion.
Yes.
It's a little bit It's a little bit better than a utility belt. It's called load-bearing gear.
Yeah, all right. We can assume that Tarful has load-bearing gear.
Yeah, it's just instead of increasing encumbrance threshold by 1, it increases it by 3.
You can carry
Sounds like a
2. Yeah. So you can carry 2 whole extra smoke grenades.
Excellent. So that makes it 7, I think.
Doki will love you. Be sure to bring one for Doki.
Yeah, seriously.
Pops the top and inhales deeply.
Not a problem.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Half your crew is hooked on a substance.
Except for me.
half the crew. Not all the crew, half the crew.
Oh, so I count as half the crew then? I'm that big?
No, I don't mean here, just half of the crew in total. Some kind of addiction. Okay. I'm assuming all the other stuff is more like we're going to be here for a while supplies. Like food,
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah. There are several gallons of fresh water along with a moisture evaporator.
Right. The fridge. Is it just
The refrigerated cargo units? Most of them have dried beef in them.
Okay.
Well, whatever passes for dried beef on Korriban. Don't ask questions.
Dried meat like substance.
Yes.
So yeah, but like there's no like potential medical thing being kept.
Yeah, and the good news is no fetuses or body parts either.
Good. All right. We do like a cursory, just checking them to make sure there's they're not hiding like the Hope Diamond, one of the random crates there.
Oh, yeah, we already got that.
No, we got like the Hope Diamond's cheap sister that we're gonna have to cut for like half the money.
Still worth 3,000 credits for fuck's sakes.
Have you guys not pawned that damn crystal, that damn Shern crystal yet?
Yeah, I thought we did. I'm sure you're.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
He did,
was something
but when we were
Salem
on
did.
No, he did.
Ah.
He went to the little one of the little flappy guy.
Oh, right. I think I saw
so the
back
Toydarian
there.
Yeah,
places.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. When we were
But
on
yeah,
that
so
space station.
do a cursory walkthrough of the what's there to make sure that it's there's nothing that could potentially be super important, and then I believe we should head off to the other door.
All right. So.
Rummage.
Yeah. Good old D&D. What you and I call break and enter and burglary, they call adventuring.
Kill the monster, loot their bodies.
Remember, we used to have a computer game where you'd kill something, it would scream, and then you'd get this neat
explode into money.
No, you get this neat pile of bones with little bits of treasure poking out of it.
Well,
That sounds like Diablo to me.
Destroy your enemy, they turn into money.
There wasn't always it was always the same image. It wouldn't necessarily have any treasure, but the image was always a neat pile of bones with a couple of gold things poking out of it.
I still think the best for video game screams had to be the original Wolfenstein. You shoot the guys, mein Leben!
Mein Leben!
That gets a little surreal if you're playing some nice mellow music in the background. I did that one.
The part that got me was they kept yelling "Du Staffel." When they wanted to know who you were, they'd yell "Du Staffel."
Yeah. No, the original Wolfenstein was good for that. It's hilarious.
As I said, it gets very surreal if you have lovely, calming music going on in your background.
You get like green fields going on or whatever the heck it's called, and just do 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 blam.
Okay, so we head back up to the corridor or to the branch, and then go down towards the other door.
Okay. That door, that particular door isn't locked either.
Okay.
Priorities.
Right. I get nothing on my perception check, assuming 2 difficulty. That's pretty.
Yep.
So I don't hear anything on the other side. So
Willa, who is also sort of listening, as she sort of shakes her head as well.
All right, so again, pop the door, Wookie first.
You look inside and you see this picture is going to be a little bit rough, but here. Now this is where you guys came in.
Mm-hmm.
These are stairs leading up. Do you guys go up the middle, the right, or the left?
Can we see down to the far end?
No,
You can.
How high are the stairs?
6 steps, 6 steps apiece, but they're set. The rise isn't very high, but the run is very far.
Okay, so we can like see the level that we'd be going up to.
Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah, and in all of those case, well, in the case here, you would have to go a few steps and then a few steps to see. What you essentially see are these corridors, and there's something, of a crossway, because whoever goes up this way can see this corridor, right?
Yeah.
So
I think we should take all 3.
now this space in here, that's solid, okay?
It's basically like giant pillars.
Yeah.
I would say that we should go up all 3.
All right. Willa, you're on me. We'll go up the center. Dubaka, y'all go up the right. Bevan and Talon, y'all go up the left. Jotana, you go up behind Dubaka. And Vanny, well, you decide which way you're going to go, because you ain't exactly the cavalry.
I'll follow you guys up the center.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you step up to the ends of the stairs. Now, do you guys meet at what would amount to being the top of the center what would amount to being the top of the center stairs? You just sort of each stay on your side.
I think we would continue up the those corridors until there was nowhere left to go.
Okay. Eventually, as you keep walking, you cross first one connecting corridor that connects all 3 of your ways, then a second connecting corridor that connects all 3 of your ways. Just as you're beginning to see hatches at the end of the outlying left and outlying right corridor, you can hear some bubbling, and Willa, you can also hear Willa slap her hand against Marrow's chest. And say, hang on a minute. And the reason that you can hear this but not see it is because neither Willa nor Marrow have gotten to the center of the 3rd connecting corridor, whereas you 2 guys can see into the connecting corridor because there's nothing stopping you from getting to the center. What you guys see is a writhing mass of very, very strange creatures. They're not quite larval. It's like somebody gave these slug-like things legs and miniature pincer thingies and serrated teeth, and unfortunately the mass of them seems to have detected your presence, and one swarm has moved towards Dubaka et al. One swarm has moved more towards Marrow et al. And another swarm has moved towards Bevan et al. So I'm going to just to give you an idea of what you're dealing with. Okay, you don't have a lot of room to move there. You can stand maybe 2 abreast in any corridor. So just to give you that idea. All right. So I guess what we're going to need now is some initiative.
God, I finally bought some points. Ow. The desk bit me.
No big deal unless you're bleeding.
It hurts though. I can't even say that with a straight face.
All right.
Are we going to include Salem and Gand in this, or?
Not with us at all.
We're not going to. You actually haven't found Gand yet. You're not sure where he is.
He went off to
And Salem's got a terrible case of the
Sniffles.
he's got a terrible case of the Jappy Crappies. That's it.
Damn it.
It's okay. Didn't affect him.
You can bash my knees all I like, eh? All right. Good.
Turn over the
Well, if
tape.
you'd stop jumping around all over the place, you wouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing.
Good enough.
Now, remember, when I ask you for your initiative, I just want you to give me in the order of successes and advantages, just numbers, okay? Does anybody not understand what I mean?
Oh, got it. Understood.
And it was successes and then advantages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Talon is 1 and 2.
Just give me 1 sec.
Sure.
All right. Talon is 1, 2, yes. Chewbacca?
0 and 2.
1, 2, okay.
No, 0, 0 and 2.
Oh, 0 and 2, okay.
So just 2 advantages.
That's fair. Bevan?
1 and 1.
Annie?
3, as in 3 successes.
3 and 0.
Okay. 3 and 0. Willaparn. That's 2 and 2. Arrow. 1 and 4 of all things. Okay, so now I get to try to remember how to do this. Format. Limit. Range. Data. That's it. Sort. Sort by column C and descending. Haha! Excellent. I love it when technology rubs me gently. All right.
Glowing feeling.
That's right. I feel just like one of those little glowworm toys. All right. Now, Talon is going to use the free right to speak to holler out, "Watch out for these things! They're Kelor slugs. They spit acid.
Oh joy.
If that acid gets on you, you will definitely wish that your mother had never met your father." So, having said that, the swarm attacks Bevan. Da, 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 da. Why? Because Talon had the good sense to stand behind you, the coward.
Okay. So I have. They need to upgrade their difficulty by 1,
Oh, I say.
and they have 1 setback die.
It isn't a spit attack, actually. It's a bite attack, so it's a melee attack. So what's that? Normally 2. Normally it's 2 purple, but it ends up being what? 1 purple, 1 red?
Yep, and 1 setback.
1 purple, 1 red, 1 setback. Okay. Purple, 1 red, 1 setback.
It would actually be 2
1 red, 1 purple. If it's 2 setback dice, tell me now.
If they spit, it's 2.
Ah,
Because I have an
okay.
extra point of range defense.
Smoke grenade's kind of useless in this situation, I think. Unless I drop one right down their gullet, you know.
They have achieved 2 successes and 2 advantages. The acidic bite only does 3 damage.
4 soak.
What's that?
I have 4 soak.
Yeah, but it keeps doing that basic damage for two turns after a successful attack. How much of your soak is armor?
2.
Okay, so you will take 1 point of damage every turn for the next 2 turns.
It's a grand total of 3.
But successively 1. So essentially it bypasses your brawn part of
Yeah, this bypasses your brawn. So, and if you were exposed to this for long enough, it would fuck up any normal armor as well, unless it was like Cortosis or Mandalorian Beskar. But you guys aren't going to be here long enough for that. Although, if you bump into too many of these things and you end up fighting for too long, you may have to plunk your armor down in front of Sassoon and go, "Please to make fix."
I can fix it myself.
Speaking of cortosis, anyways.
Yeah, you go ahead. The Empire has no interest in Cortosis at all.
Actual Beskar iron, where I
That's-
just have Mandalorian styled armor.
Oh,
I don't have the old stuff because that's like 10,000 credits. So
Yeah.
That's actually when we get to downtime again. I am going to be tapping some underworld contacts to see if I can get my hands on some cortosis.
Fair enough. But remind me of that at some later time. But Vanny, it's your turn. What you gonna do?
pull my blaster and shoot the horrible bitey bug things.
Horrible bitey bug things.
Nothing else.
Now you're with Dubaka and crew, right?
No, I was with Marrow's.
Oh, okay, that's good because Marrow's gonna need you.
Then at least the shaft, because then I can walk.
Go ahead and let me know when you're ready to produce a result.
You know, when Vader shows up and he goes, "Ha ha, I will
Wait,
cleave
that
your
was
axe
the
in
wrong
half."
dice.
No.
Now these things have all of 1 soak. So just so you know when producing a number for me.
Difficulty is 2 purple and
Yeah.
It's because they're engaged.
Don't think I can scare them.
Likely not.
They're not smart enough to be scared.
It depends, unless they actually have mindless.
These critters, yeah, I think they're kind of just big eating machines.
I don't remember what the specifics were on the column.
How you doing over there, Angela?
I think I have 2 successes, 2 disadvantage.
So you want to double check her?
Yes, it's exactly what she has. 2 successes, but 2 disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm assuming you didn't take soak into account.
No, that's just it. That's just straight dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so subtract 1 from your successes, take the remaining 1, add it to the damage of your weapon, and you're good to go.
All right, so 6 damage.
Okay. That blasts away 2 of these little blighters.
Pew pew.
That's right, pew pew indeed.
Fair enough. It's a light blaster pistol.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Gonna make some adjustments here. The problem with minions in this game is that their appreciable skills drop as they take damage. So, but never mind any of that silliness. Dubaka, the terrible slugs are coming for you.
Oh no, I'm coming for them.
And it's like, no, they're not.
We're not locked in a room with them. They're locked in a room with us.
That's right. You're locked in here with
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
me. Best line ever.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have okay, so 2 purple to attack you.
Yeah.
And unless you're throwing in any other modifiers or hiftifiers?
I have 1 triumph, 2 successes, 1 advantage.
No, they're attacking you.
Oh, they're attacking me. Okay, well that's
Yes.
my roll. Anyways. When I get to go, that's my roll.
Well, that's it. And I'm keeping it. That's
You're
fine.
fucking right, I am.
If you're willing to spend a destiny point, I'll let you keep it. I heard that. Okay.
Why
I
not?
didn't even need to see it. I've been looking at the dice roll. I'm going, wait, listen for it. I'm listening for it. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay, let's make the check. 2 successes and 1 advantage for the sluggies.
Mhm.
The sluggies, again, they have 3 damage, so that's 5 damage. And you can't. Artificial armor doesn't count against your soak.
Okay, so just my brawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take 2.
Okay, so 2, and it's burning.
Yep.
So keep in mind that for the next 2 turns, you're going to take 2 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Or isn't it 1 damage per? Oh no, it's only if you have armor.
Well, no, they did 3 points to me because half of my apparently I was the other way around. It's the actual armor that does nothing. But your brawn that does whatever.
Okay,
Because it was
so I
three- yeah.
continue to take 2.
You'll continue to take whatever damage you're taking.
Gotcha. Got it.
Yeah, for the next 2 turns. Okay.
Because I have 2 brawn and 2 armor. So when you said you only take 1, I assumed it was.
Okay, back to the happy fun time. Willa takes a shot.
Super happy fun slide.
Oh, 4 successes. 4 successes, 4 advantages, which means that because she always goes double. So essentially, what happens? Okay, essentially what happens is she steps around Marrow. She in one smooth motion, she pulls her blasters, steps around Meryl, cuts them to pieces, spins the blasters once around her fingers to get them in the right position to put them away, drops them, and then opens her eyes.
Wow.
Looks up at Marrow, pats him on the chest. Piece of cake, boss. So, they're done. Now, after them, nope, they're gone. Marrow decides to turn around and see if he can shoot one of the slugs that's attacking you, Dubaka. They're like, no, don't shoot. I liked it better when you didn't shoot. No.
A little higher.
Sorry. Yo, I thought you said you couldn't see, bitch.
We're blind.
All right.
Trust me.
Okay, so Marrow's going to take a shot. I think he's got like all of one blaster. Oh, the pitifulness of yourself. 2 advantage. So he's going to give Talon a +1 boost die. I think you can do that with 2 advantage, eh?
Is Talon next?
Yes.
Then you can give him 2.
We can give him 2.
If you're going with the next character, it's 1 for 1. If you're going for any character, it's 2 for 1. So you can spend 2 advantages for 1 boost.
All right then.
So if you just doesn't matter that person gets it, next person gets it. You get a little bit of
Now Talon's with you, right, Bevan? Okay, so he takes the shot. You go ahead and work him out.
1 triumph, 1 success, 1 advantage.
1 triumph, 1. Yeah. Okay.
10 damage after soak.
Okay. So 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
0. So
Damage after soak. Triumph still counts for the success.
yeah.
Plus 1 dead, because he's going to initiate a critical. And the minions.
Oh yeah.
Well, they use the triumph to generate a critical, which, from what you said, minions just die.
Yeah, they do.
So and then there's they've got 1 soak, so it's 11 success or 11 damage. Well, actually no, he's got pierce 2 on that weapon, so it's 12 damage in total.
Right. So single-handedly, with 1 shot, he blows away a swarm of chlor slugs.
He was just ricocheting it off the walls and
Yeah, pretty much.
He's he waits, and then time slows down, and as they're all writhing, they all sort of writhe together in a line, and he's.
Why do I get the feeling that Willa and Talon are sort of showing off for each other in this?
There's like a competition going on right now. Who can pull off the coolest trick shot?
As if to punctuate the point, Willa looks over, sniffs, and says, whatever. Tree trunker. All right, so after Talon, it's Bevan.
All right, so I'm going to assume the only thing really that's left is the
Menacing Dubaka.
All right, so I raise my pistol. I will not bother to engage the auto fire because I don't want to take the extra penalties.
Hey, Dubaka, aren't you ever pleased we made that rule that said you can't be hit by friendly fire?
Oh dear God, thank you.
And well, Talon will give me a boost because I'm next. So
Just cause.
2 successes. So 12 damage, or 11 damage.
Alrighty then.
So that should be 11.
3, 6, 9. There's one little slug left.
He's dead.
Just one.
He's toast.
The thing looks up at you, Dubaka, with its eyes, with its little beady black eye. Actually, it has no beady black eyes. With its little mouth a quiver, in supplication.
Cleave it in half. Because, yeah, with 10 damage and I can initiate 2 crits, yeah.
Craig, when you drop the axe on it, but then when you lift it up, a Wookiee's hand reaches out and seizes the haft of the axe. As you look to see what the hand belongs to, your father's face stares back at you. My son, you'll be given an opportunity. But the trick to this opportunity is to wait and go against when your nature tells you you would normally wish to make use of it. And you blink, and then he's gone. Bevan, all of a sudden you feel this wave of light side energy. You've learned to tell the difference. Now that you've been in this place, you know the difference. And a wave of light side energy just washes over you like a cool breeze during a humid day. And then just as quickly as it happens, it's gone.
I enjoy the feeling of not being sick to my stomach for a few seconds.
And then all of a sudden, oh, I shouldn't have ate them refried eggs.
I do the best to try to wipe that acidy crap off of me. While initiating my
as you there's Bevan sort of with a hanky kind of trying to daub it off him, eh? And Jotana slaps your hand away as if it's an acid. It's not a snot. She takes out a bottle, like a little spray bottle. You see it foam up, then the foam solidifies and turns into something not unlike dandruff. Now you can wipe it away, stupid.
Hello.
Yeah, she's over there to take care of you.
Okay. Fucking scorch my fur.
Oh yeah, so you've taken actual damage, eh?
Yeah.
Are you gonna live?
Tis but a scratch.
I've neutralized the acid. It shouldn't do you any more damage, but if it's too terribly painful, let me know. Also, she leans down so that her helmet is really close to your ear, and actually turns down the sound of her voice modulator. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
It's a simple question.
Yes.
She puts her hand over your chest, and you feel something like bore into your pectoral muscle. And just as sort of that sort of involuntary snarl that you're about to make, she goes, and you look down at your pectoral, and her hand has essentially she's pushed something into your pectoral muscle, and the gauntlet of her armor has a small emitter for Bacta. So she's automatically washed it with Bacta the second she put it in, and it's already healing.
Oh.
Just before she walks away from you, she takes her finger, and she takes 2 of her fingers, and she draws the characters in Orabesh for KW, and then she turns around and walks away.
Catch yourself white.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to make some sort of a, I don't know, for you, I guess it would be education.
Or underworld.
What?
Or he can spend a destiny.
And I can
And
make
use
it
Underworld.
I can make it Underworld.
There we go. There we go. Yes, give me more destiny. Yes, give it to me. In the middle of a Sith tomb, give me dark destiny. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Ooh. What did you guys say you wanted to play next? I mean, no, of course I'll be fair.
So what's the difficulty?
Not very, actually, because it's tugging at the back of your mind. I'll give it 2 purple.
Okay. 4 successes.
If it's what you it's what you think it is, she's just giving you a subcutaneous injection patch of something called Kovok War Haze. You've used it before, actually, in the arena. It's a battle drug.
My.
See, here's how it works. You punch the reason that it's put inside of you subcutaneously is because Kovok War Haze is illegal. It's illegal in the arena. It's against many conventions to use as a battle drug in the military, but that doesn't stop anybody in the arena, and it certainly didn't stop the person who owned you from giving it to you. And frankly, there were a number of instances where you were quite happy to have it. Once you break the ampules, the serum works its way through your pectoral muscle directly into your heart, and it gives you a supercharge. But here's the thing: it's controllable. It makes you a little bit irritable and agitated, but it doesn't drive you crazy like some combat drugs do.
Mm-hmm.
What it does, though, is allows you on combat checks to opt to have a triumph. But every time you opt to select a triumph, you make a critical wound check.
Okay.
Now the first triumph you get for nothing. The second one you get for a critical wound. The third one you get for a critical wound plus 20 on the chart. Then plus 30, then plus 40, then plus 50. The good news is that you don't feel any of those wounds until the combat scene is over. And those wounds don't take away from your strain or your threshold, your wound threshold.
So basically,
But you have seen people kill themselves with this stuff in minutes by simply pushing themselves too hard.
okay. Noted.
Does he have to select it before or after the roll?
It's up to him.
Okay. All right. I was going to assume before, but
No, it's up to you. I mean,
Okay.
I figure that's the least I can do, right?
all right. And did she heal my wounds, or did she?
Yeah, she healed your wounds.
Okay, so she wiped out my 2 wounds. All right.
Awesome. Excellent.
Angela. Hi.
Yes.
Hello. I'm just saying hello. All right. So, having taken care of that, you quickly come to realize that there are 2 other doors. I'll just show you where they are. So there's a door here, and a door here, a slime pit here. These doors aren't locked. Which one do you want to go through?
Well, we've got a team on both sides.
Okay. When you listening, you hear nothing on the other side. When you enter, you see this alcove, and you see 2 more doors, which again aren't locked. When you eventually open the doors, you see this alcove, which essentially could be seen by anybody standing here or here, and you wonder what the hell the point was for those 2 sets of doors there.
someplace to go when you release the slugs?
That's possible. Lord only knows.
All right, so I would assume we head back.
All right. So, that being the case, you've explored every part of the complex so far that is just before the door that round table was protecting.
All right, well, time to go play with the big boys. I'm assuming.
I was gonna say that was a proper D&D search of a dungeon. You know, we got all the loot, killed all the monsters. We're good. Now we go after the mid boss.
Okay. Now, once you guys get to the door behind the table, you discover something rather novel. There is a lock. And it's pretty sophisticated too. But it's not the toughest lock you've ever seen. So it's only 3 purple. I assume you want to make a perception check on the other side?
Yes.
Go ahead and do that. That's only 2 purple.
Three successes and an advantage.
You're pretty sure you heard the okay status tone that a lot of locks will make periodically when they haven't been properly removed from maintenance mode. Did I put that across sensibly? You understand what I mean?
So essentially, the only thing I'm hearing is noise coming from the actual lock itself.
No, you're hearing noise coming from another lock on the other side of the door.
Oh. One that is currently in maintenance mode.
Partially in maintenance mode. I mean, it means the last person to have done maintenance probably forgot to close the cover.
Okay.
It's your fault, Angela.
I take absolutely no responsibility. I have never been on this planet before.
For the computer check, I got 1 success, 1 advantage.
Okay. It's a bit of a struggle, but you do get it to unlock. So everybody, I guess, takes their usual positions.
Mm.
And Marrow says, well, open it up. And you do.
Eat the button.
What's that?
Eat the button.
There we go.
Get the acetylene torch. Heat the button. Sorry.
Not a welding patch. Just line around it, pull it out. It's like in Firefly. We just put the goo and then it burns through.
You open it, and you see this right here. It may look a little blurry, but there's the hatch. There's the hatch in front. There's the little open panel and the beeping. There's a corridor going this way, and there's a corridor going this way.
Can we see anything at either end of that long horizontal corridor?
No. All you see is well, you know that there's no doors at the end, so it's pretty much a bend or a turn.
Oh dear.
Marrow says, well, I say we go straight this time.
You're the boss.
The door ahead of you Um, the door ahead of you is also locked. And it has the same difficulty as the last door that you came in.
Triumph and a disadvantage.
Well, the door not only the door not only unlocks, but it thanks you for unlocking it. That's how kick-ass you are.
Door shouldn't be able to speak.
You have fulfilled my destiny.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Is that something that all of us hears, or just Vevin?
Well, that's right. Bevan, you're hearing things again. No, don't. The door says thank you. Everybody knows.
You heard it, didn't you? Come on.
No, that it is a spectacular picking of the lock. The only thing is, you really, really wish it had been a bit quieter. What are you going to do with your disadvantage? Have you decided? One strain, I guess?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So, as you... by the way... where was I? You do hear something going on behind this door. I gave you that one for nothing. Mostly because these guys could have been heard down the hall if you'd have stopped and listened long enough. They're playing some sort of game. Probably Sabak. Just beyond this door. Well, a little bit, maybe 15 feet beyond the door. Certainly not far. But not straight from the door's center line. They're offset to the left somewhat.
Okay. How many?
It's tough to tell. You hear at least two voices.
I will use my sense power.
Okay. Unless...
All living things within short range.
Oh, good. In closest, there are 4 living things. 3 to the right of you, just past the door. 1 to the left of you, past the door. And then a little further down past that is another living thing. But the other living thing, not such a happy camper.
So essentially, I'll stick up 3 fingers and I'll motion it to the side that there were 3, 1 finger to the side that there were 1, and then sort of a symbol for big bad motherfucker, straight down.
When I say not such a happy camper, I mean he's not healthy.
Oh.
I was going to ask that. It was like evil or just not happy?
Well, we're on Korriban. I'm assuming not happy campers are filled with rage.
Well, he may very well be filled with rage because he's filled with holes.
And then just the sort of the 1 finger and then straight. So everybody knows where 3 people are. Everybody knows where 1 people are, sort of in that direction, and then the dude.
Okay.
So put Willa and Dubaka at the front of the door. And once we're ready to go, push the button.
I push the button. Elevator go down the hall. Sorry.
So you open up the door and you hear a huh? And then a chair scrapes. And then you all rush in. Da, 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 da. And you see Now,
Oh, give us a second. There's something in the way here.
what's in the way?
Just a team viewer. There are updates. So I just pushed the remind me later button.
Okay. Now, this seems to be some sort of makeshift detention block, maybe? Because this is the detention block door. Everybody knows a detention block door when they see one. Who knows anything about doors? And this is a detention block door. This is a detention block console. This is a detention block monitoring station. This is a table where 3 detention block guards sit. One here, one here, one here. Their superior sits over here. And that is the totality of the people in this room. These guys are all, they are also Zerka hirelings, but they are classified as rivals. Everybody understand?
Yeah, that means
So they count as individuals.
Well, they're basically one step up from minions in that they get to have things like critical hits and system strain.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
So they're
Their own parapass.
minions.
yeah, essentially they don't share a common wound threshold. Oh look, I've done 4 damage. Oh look, my arm has fallen off. My buddy's arm has fallen off. No, they have their own rules.
Well, alrighty then. I say we got the drop on them.
See, this is why we put the melee guy and the pew 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 girl in the front.
I'm taking the lieutenant or whatever the fuck he is. Willa can put holes in the other 3.
Now these guys have blaster pistols, but they have slightly better armor, which gives them a melee and a range defense.
So that's one setback die.
So now, what were these guys? So you guys start generating your initiatives.
I'm not going last this time.
Well, I got 12 advantages, 6 successes.
No, when I got a success this time.
If you have no successes, you can still go ahead and because ties always go to us.
Well, it looks like they paid a little extra for these guys if their initiative checks are any indication. Well, maybe not that one.
Oh, too soon.
Huh. All right, Chewbacca.
2 and 1.
Yes, sir. Evan.
2 and 1.
Alan.
1 and 1.
Annie.
2-0.
Oof. All right. So guard 1, who is standing to the left, stands up with his pistol drawn. All these guys had their pistols out, by the way. These are the kind of cowboys that like to play Sabek with their pistols on the table. Stands up with his pistol drawn, and points at, now who was attacking to the left again?
I was going after the superior.
Okay, so one stands up, points at Bevan.
I'm in the hallway.
All
I'm not invisible.
right, one stands up and points at Parn. This guy's gonna get to shoot somebody.
Well, essentially, it's Willa and Dubaka in the doorway. The rest of us will have to funnel in.
Yeah.
And with that many people, I would assume that we would essentially be not in the doorway. Just
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's get the check taken care of. 2 successes, 2 advantages against Willa. All right. Okie dokie.
Fearsome isn't in there. It's in Dangerous Covenants.
Yeah, I think they make a decision check.
I think it's a cool check, but I'm not cool or discipline, whichever it is.
I'll find it. No.
Just double checking your statuses. So, Master Pistol 6. Okay, so that's 8 minus 3, 5. But she takes a hit, curses loudly. Argle blargle. After her, it's guard 2. Guard 2 attempts to shoot past her at Dubaka. Oh, he rolls a triumph, a success, and an advantage.
Oh dear.
The disadvantage of being a big target.
So that turns into 8 damage minus your soak.
Yeah, it's 5.
Okay. Your soak is 5, or 5 is the damage you take?
5 is the damage total I take.
Okay. The 1 triumph, I think he's going to spend on a crit. So does somebody want to establish? Does somebody want to set up a crit for check for Doobie's crit?
Give me 1 second. There's no vicious or anything on this, is there?
No. It's just a blaster pistol.
Oh, his combat drugs,
Yeah.
are they cumulative with regular crits?
Oh, that's a good question, eh? Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess they are, but unlike regular crits, the Kovak Haze crits don't kick in automatically.
basically, I collapse at the end of the combat,
Pretty much.
potentially.
Depends how much you use it.
31. So it's not too bad.
Stun. You are staggered until the end of your next turn.
Okay, guard 3 is going to attack Willa. 4 successes. Oh boy, oh boy. Hang on a sec.
So basically, I can't do anything this round. Damn.
I'm checking to see whether they have the statuses here or not.
So 4 successes.
Oh, and a fear check is a discipline or cool check.
And that's 7.
And if they fail, they're like,
So she's taken 2 shots now that are pretty nasty.
ow.
The difficulty of the fear check is equal to your fearsome rating.
Ranks and fearsome, yeah.
Now it's Willa's turn. She's going to make her test.
Which you have
Or
to-
agility. 3 range light. So
push it.
one of this, one of those. Anabasa. Banana. Okay. So 2 successes and 2 advantage. So that would be 8 total damage. 8 total damage minus his armor and ranged, so that's 4. Or no, the defense doesn't add to that. Yeah, no, I already put in a
Okay, still close.
setback for that. So that's 5 damage. She's going to spend her 2 advantages to use her second weapon. So that's 10. And so she just leans over and she drops guard 1. Just pow pow, gone. He just flies back against the wall and slides down with blast marks on his chest.
And charcoal instead of blood coming down the wall behind him.
If he's lucky. Let that be a lesson to you. Now, after Parn, it's Dubaka. Get him, Dubaka. Get him good.
Well, I can't take an action, but I'm still going to close with the superior,
Okay.
What else can you get into
which
that door?
means at this point he's become engaged. He needs to make a fear check.
How does he do that again?
When his round comes up, he uses a discipline or cool check.
Okay.
And if he fails, then he is affected by fear.
Cool is keyed off of which attributes? Will, right?
I think both of them.
Presence.
Presence. Good.
It's off presence and
Discipline is off will.
discipline is off will.
Okay. Bevan, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to essentially replace Dubaka. I will come into the room because other people are going to potentially have to get in as well.
Right.
And I am going to shoot. Is there a guard that hasn't gone? Are they all holding smoke in the glass?
The lieutenant will go last among them. So he hasn't gone yet.
No, I want the other guys. He's engaged with you. So one of the 2 remaining guards at the table,
Right.
I will try to light him up.
Christmas tree styles.
Mhm.
Open Christmas style.
So, God, no.
Okay, so 1 success and 2 advantages.
Yes.
It's 10 damage incoming from the pistol.
Did you factor in the range defense on his armor?
Yes.
Okay. How much did you say?
10 damage incoming, so I got 1 success.
Okay. He's got a soak of 3.
And then my 2 advantages I'm going to use to kick in the auto fire because I factored it into the difficulty.
Uh-huh.
Just have to remember what that actually does. Is that just it doubles the damage?
I haven't used auto fire before.
Give me a second. I will look it up then.
Oh, you will give me a second.
I'm engaging auto fire the second time. That's kind of why.
Not even a fine red mist. That, of course, was after the glitter boy turned his gun on a squirrel fire. That was in a fucking Monty Hall campaign that Tony was in years and years and years ago.
The first time I played in Rifts, it's just me as the Techno Wizard, my brother as the Glitter Boy, and a friend of ours running for us.
Yeah, so
I almost
essentially
got
it
stepped
re-adds
on by the
the
glitter
same
boy.
damage.
What was that, Dan?
It re-adds the same damage, so it
Okay.
counts additional hit from the weapon, and it deals base damage plus number of successes uncancelled.
So give me a total damage then.
So 10 and then 10 incoming, 10 incoming.
Okay, so that's 14 points of damage. I think he's dead. Because if he's not dead, you need to run away.
He's not a Wookiee. He's dead.
Depends.
All right, so there we'll for ease of accounting, we'll just say he's guard 2.
All right.
Because really, at this point, who gives a poop?
So that was guard 2.
Sure was.
Yeah, I started with a base wound threshold of 17, so
Oh, that hit would have dropped me.
It's your turn, Vanny. You've got guard 3 at the table, and then you've got the lieutenant.
close to dropping me.
What do you wish to do, my dear?
If there's somebody left to shoot, I'm shooting them.
Yes, which one? There's the lieutenant, which is engaged with him, and then there's the other guard at the table.
I'll take the one at the table. So that's
Now, the thing you need to realize is before you make your check, you have to add a black die, a setback die.
I was going to ask about difficulties. So there's
One purple, because I can't see this being more than short range.
That's going to be short range.
And then one setback die for his ranged defense.
So one purple, one black, and
then your regular die pool.
okay.
A chartreuse, 2 mauves, a taupe, an azure,
Puce.
emerald green,
Don't forget on next now.
4 puce, chalcedony,
3 ivory.
3.
Huh.
and an eggshell.
Eggshell or eggshell blue?
Oh, come on, man. Eggshell's only one color. What are you talking about, eggshell blue?
No. There's eggshell blue and eggshell green.
She's got 2 successes. So
Sounds good. So I'm pretty sure your pistol does 6 damage.
So fish base is 5, so it's
7.
7.
Okay, so 7 minus Buddy's soak of 3 gives him a 4. And well, it's not going to kill him, but it's going to make him wish that his mama never met his dad.
It's an oddly specific place to put that laser bird.
That's right.
And of course, now Talon's just going to be like,
I don't mean you shot him in the ball sack, for crying out loud. This is what we do to the enemies of the Kyros. It's like, I don't want to be your enemy. I don't want to. I'm sorry. Please take all my money. See, you Kyroses know what you're doing. And to think that people used to call you thieves and who says such lies? Dirty lies. If this was a cartoon, every time somebody said something bad about the Kyros, I'd have like some member of the Kyros pop out of a closet or a nearby cupboard going, lies! Who says such lies? Holding a knife in each hand and one of their teeth.
Just as well as not like that. But
You gotta
you
get
have to
paid.
be vicious to hold on to your ill-gotten gains, don't you?
That's right. That's right. You should always keep your Elgaten guts.
Massive number of gold and silver chains, and the earrings clipped on, and the little stolen hat on the side. Lies.
It's an unauthorized borrowing with an indeterminate end period.
Sometimes it's, hey, look over there, and where did that go?
Okay.
A moment ago, what the fuck?
So would you be horribly, horribly upset if Talon poached your kill?
Oh. But if I don't get to hit anything. I could turn around and close with the other
What's
guy.
the difficulty for that fear check?
1.
Okay. Well, he doesn't crap his pants. That's the good news. Not so good for him, which means that he's stupid enough to try to take a shot at you with his blaster pistol. However, the good news is that he got 3 advantages. You'll notice that that does not mean a success. I'm pretty sure by now he's trying to figure out how to dig a hole in the ground, jump into said hole, and pull the hole in after him. But the long and the short of it is that he hasn't damaged you. Moving right along, it's now Marrow's turn, who tries his hand at shooting guard 3. Oh boy, this should be fun. And by fun, I mean, oh God, would you put the gun down forever, please?
Does Marrow have like?
Woo! This is you.
Anything?
Despite the fact that you guys are in a Sith Fortress laboratory, he has managed to roll a success and a triumph.
Oh my.
That's right. So he drops guard number 3 like a sack of wet poo-poo. That's right. I said it. Sack of wet poo-poo. It's now Talon's turn.
Oh, only one person left.
Did you get an answer to the question of whether or not you were allowed to poach a kill? Don't think I wasn't listening because I was
no
listening.
other target left, so it's not like there's a choice.
Yeah, but you know if Dubaka doesn't at least get 1 scalp on his belt, he's going to be an upset man.
And he's got war drugs in him now.
We don't
I
know
haven't
that.
activated them yet.
And we don't know that. it was done rather dramatically.
No, I'm not. You think I'm going to waste these war drugs on these Zerka tools? No.
Talon has gotten 1 success and 2 advantages.
Kablamo.
So that is 11.
Okay. Did you take into it? You took into account the defense of the armor?
Yes, that was already factored in 1. So.
Okie doke. Just double checking. So the soak is 3.
Yep, and he's 1 advantage off from actually initiating a critical. So
Okay.
he will give. Who's next in our line?
What's the actual damage again? Because his soak was 3.
So 8 after soak.
This guy doesn't look so good.
Who's the next person? The next on our team in line?
Willa.
Willow will get 2 boost die.
Which is interesting because technically Willow's facing 3 dead people. But
Doesn't matter. She can turn and fire.
she does turn and fires. And drops the last guy dead. Then she deliberately pulls a chair out, one of the ones not being filled by a now dead corpse. Sits down, puts her pistols carefully on the table, and says, "Doctor, I don't feel so good." Jotana wanders over. We're going to need a minute here.
Usher everybody in, shut the door.
I wander over to the monitoring station to see.
Just what
If it's-
or who is in that cage.
Yeah. Don't want to open it without checking what's in it.
Yeah, actually,
Open it up. Oh, look, it's a rancor. Little
A
small
rancor. I wonder what's in the. Swings you around by your ankles like Bam Bam. Bam, bam, bam.
So, you know, because fear will come up when you engage people. It is a discipline and occasionally cool skill. So discipline is normally the one that does it,
Okay.
but there are certain circumstances where cool can be brought into play. I'm still trying to see what the actual effect of the fear is.
it can be anything. I looked up the effects of fear in the main book.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Basically, like a failure means he adds a setback die to every action until like the end of the combat or something like that. And
So
like
appropriate
a despair is he craps his pants, maybe loses his turn or something like that.
No, you'd have to have like 6 levels of fearsome in order to get the despair.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could use a destiny point to upgrade the.
Yeah.
What? No, not 1 purple, 1 red.
Yeah. Fuck you. I don't think I'll do that. I don't think I will do that until I get like another 2-3 ranks in fearsome, which I think I could get between the Marauder and the Enforcer. I know I can get at least 2 more out of him.
All right, so inside the cell, and it is about the size of a humanoid-esque prison cell. You can see a person lying on the floor. There's no bed, there's no toilet, there's no nothing. There is a square, and there is a human lying on the floor. Scratch that. You didn't see the head at first. It's kind of dark in there. A Rhodian lying on the floor. Presumably in his or her own filth.
So I'm going to essentially go through the guards, collecting, like just checking them over, seeing if they have anything like security passes or card keys or anything like that, because these guys seem to be actually useful rather than the minions who are out front.
Halfway's useful.
They all had their own wound threshold pool.
It's true, but they all dropped before I could get to them.
That's right, Craig.
In
They had a threshold pool, buddy.
While staring at the monitor, I'm just going to be like, Doctor, I think you have another patient waiting.
Hang on a minute. I've only got 2 hands. She walks over. She looks at Willa. Here, hold this. No, with your other hand. All right, hold it there. Hold it, I said. She wanders over.
Point at the monitor.
Well, I can't very well do anything for them when they're in there and I'm out here now, can I?
Is there a control thing
Punch the release
here?
button for the door.
Yeah. It wants an access code. Not a code cylinder, input for an access code.
Huh. What would it take for me to
I walk over to the door, I pull out the lightsaber, and I cut a hole around the lock.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
I took the lightsaber out, and I went like that, and it didn't actually go through the door. We'd be stripping the door and taking it with us. Which is not completely unexpected. But
True, it just makes it a
I'm
valuable...
hoping it just cuts the hole around the lock and it allows us to
You see Bevan carrying the door on his back. We can make it.
No, at this point, it's like, fuck the mask, man. I'm taking it back.
Hey,
Come on,
no.
That much fucking cortosis? You damn right.
Son of a bitch, Chewbacca, help me.
That's like a
Valuable object.
That's like a 100,000 credit door right there.
I had a Gamma World character that had a Duralloy shield that was made out of a car door. Incredibly useful because it actually had a window.
Oh, in the middle of battle, when things get hot, you can just roll down the window.
Right.
Nice cool breeze.
That's when the sniper gets you.
I'm sorry, I just had the vision in my head. It's like,
Yeah, and then you're all right.
oh, look,
So-
quick way down a hill.
So, tink, tink, tink. The lock mechanism falls out of the door with a slight sizzle as the molten parts contact the cooler floor. And the door goes. Jotana walks in.
The lightsaber, put it away.
She looks at the lightsaber for a minute, then looks at you, shakes her head, and walks in. She's in there for a long time. And she comes out. She looks down at the floor. We're too late for that one in there. There's nothing I can do. If we try to move him, he'll die. And I don't have the species-specific tools to treat him here. I wasn't expecting to have to heal a Rhodian. Their anatomy has peculiarities I'm not equipped to deal with.
So can we at least give him mercy?
Yes, I can give him mercy.
I'm gonna wander over to the lieutenant's computer there and see if there's any file on this guy. See if he's anybody of note. Or if he's just some poor random sod that got plucked off of Rodea for, sacrificial purposes.
He was somebody apparently that ran afoul of some member of the Apex Society at a traffic stop. And he's basically been brought in here to be taught a lesson. And they taught him a lesson really hard.
Apparently.
So I'm actually going to go into the cell, kneel down next to him, take my helmet off, and I'm actually going to use the influence power to grant the Rhodian feeling of peace. So whatever pain or whatnot, I'm essentially going to override that with peace.
Do you speak Rhodian?
Nope.
The game is supposed to be loosey-goosey about languages. You're supposed to generally have a... What?
I'm kind of underworldy.
Yeah.
So, probably I know Huttese, maybe a bit of Rhodian.
Oh no dapa tu kutunutu subita anto utuba. Right about that time, Jotano takes the injection out of his arm. Let's at least get him out of this shit pit. You take his torso, I'll take his legs.
Sure.
Lift him and lie him on the table. In the somewhat more direct light of this area, this guy did not have a good time in here. Jotano pulls the armored the chest armor off the lieutenant and then takes his jacket off and puts his jacket over top of the poor dead Rhodian. Marrow has his hat off. He's muttering a prayer of some kind or other. And then he puts his hat back on. Come on, there's nothing else we can do here. Let's let this poor Rhodian make peace with his gods any way he can.
You don't want blaster pistols?
Willow with fresh bandages, fresh stim packs, looks one of them attached to her friggin' neck, so she looks like she's got this giant cloth goiter. Looks over at one of the blasters and goes, crap. Looks at another one, poodoo. Looks at another one, garbage. Looks at the last one, oh, you must be kidding. I've seen better Tabana fittings than that on a shovel. Throws it over his shoulder.
So if nobody wants to take them, then I'm gonna pop the reload or the clip out, but I'm actually gonna use the lightsaber to destroy them.
Getting nice scorch marks along the floor as well. Just before he does that, I was like thinking, well, I think you just got your expert opinion.
Looking for an opinion, I just wanted to know whether anybody wanted them.
All right, so
I will, however, pass the clips around because the people who have pistols.
Sure. Extra ammo is never going to be.
If something happens to your current one, pop the reload in.
Doesn't hurt to have a spare.
Did the guards or the lieutenant have anything useful on them?
nah, some comm links, some cred chips.
I check the comm links and I find out, if they're working on a specific frequency or not.
They are.
I'll adjust the comm link in my helmet to check that.
Check for chatter.
Pretty much.
Just out of curiosity, is there a SAVAC deck on board the ship? Like, does anybody have one?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Because otherwise, I was going to grab the one that's on the table.
Oh, the looting instincts are strong in you guys. There's gotta be something here I can take. Maybe I can take the safe door.
I was just thinking if we don't have one, it's and in spare time.
You see you guys running away. I was like, for God's sake, Chewbacca, help me!
In your room where you just you do your card games at night so you can keep up practice. Or
She usually
bring it
would
out to play.
keep it back with her personal effects in the
Yeah,
quarters.
so you've probably never seen it.
Okay, so I'm grabbing the SAVAC deck.
Just right. Salem would have seen it because I was practicing SAVAC with him.
Salem's not here.
So yeah, nobody else would have.
Salem has twisted his ankle and is currently guarding our rear.
He's waiting at the entrance to the temple. And he's just sort of like, hurry up, guys. I don't like the look on those dinosaurs' faces.
They sure do look hungry. Zoinks!
No way.
Yeah. I kind of picture Salem as Shaggy too. Like it's pretty easy to do.
You guys have no idea. Yikes.
But you see, you picture Shaggy, and then at some point you also have to picture Shaggy doing Black Ops.
I have
Sorry,
a rough
picture
sketch.
Shaggy doing an interrogation. He's like trying to be intimidating and threatening to some poor guy in a chair.
You better tell me what I want to know, or else I'll have to get rough with you.
If I ever finish my sketch of Salem, I'll put it up on the board. I did a rough sketch and then got told by Jesse that the wrinkles I put on his face made him too distinctive. So I'm like, fine, I'll figure out a way to make him look old and slightly tired and maybe less especially distinctive.
Why does he have to be slightly tired?
Before you had the surgery.
Why does he got to be slightly tired? He's Black Ops, not a gigolo. Why does he have to be slightly tired? Oh, well, whatever. You're the artist. You decide. Well, unless he says something, then he decides. And you're all like patrons. Can never satisfy patrons. Dirty patrons.
I've yet to find somebody who likes their first sketch.
So, now you guys are back out into the hallway that you came in from. and you're faced with that left or right choice. And Marrow sort of looks left, looks right. Then he reaches in and he takes out a coin of specific mint and vintage you're not exactly sure of, except it's bright, shiny, gold colored. And he flips it. It comes down on one particular symbol, and he points to the left for those standing at the mouth of the door. He points to the left. Let's come on, let's go. One way is as good as another.
Hopefully it's just a big ass circle.
Remind me the next time we get a little bit of money to invest in a couple of little probe droids, so we can send them on ahead.
Yes.
I know they're not necessarily the best idea for when we're infiltrating enemy whatevers, but for plain old-fashioned archaeology, which I'm hoping to get to at some point, I'm pretty sure they'd be good for us.
Well, I think the 78,000 Republic Ataris might take care of that.
Well, we'll see. Republic Dataris ain't barely worth the polymer they're printed on these days.
75,000.
Shall we proceed?
Yeah.
Oh, do let's. Talon, you cover us while we get to the end of the corridor.
Key on point. Wander.
So, you said that your point, Dubaka?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception test, difficulty 3.
Okay.
Actually, excuse me. There's 1 red and 2 purple.
Right.
Did you see us arguing?
Look at all those light side destiny points. Num 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 num.
One
Ooh.
success and 3 disadvantages, if you can believe that.
I would like you to make a. Hang on a minute. I would like you to make a coordination check. The difficulty for that is 3 purple.
Okay. 1 failure, 2 disadvantages.
Okie dokie.
Pass it off the trash.
Two. Hang on a sec. Let me double check. Okay. You felt something click under your foot, but you weren't fast enough to get out of the way. You are essentially attacked with. Let me double check here. I didn't actually go ahead and make the attack check because I didn't want to presume. Oh dear. So 4 successes, 2 advantages, plus 9 damage. So that's 13 points of damage altogether.
Okay.
Minus your soak. And so, what do we actually see?
What you see is that as he gets to the end of the corridor and gets to the turn, You see him put a step forward. His ears prick up, and then he tries to push himself backwards, but he's not quite fast enough. And two very, very quick blaster shots. One misses him, but one clips him hard in the side of the ribs. And then Jotano grabs you as you start to fall backwards. All you hear is a oof. You are absolutely heavy. Oh. Stay where you are. Hold on. Lays you down.
Growl very loudly.
Marrow was like, oh, I was afraid of that. All right. From now on,
Warn me.
From now on, unless we have reason to believe there's an immediate danger, I go first.
Wow, that would have killed you.
I would have noticed the trap. That trap's pretty old, otherwise it would have gotten him in the head. Also, if the trap had been new, he would never have felt anything under his foot. Which means the trap's been here for a while. But there's probably as he looks over the wall, he sees a tiny little depression in the wall, pushes it with his finger, you hear a click, safety switch. That's probably why the rest of them were able to come and go as they please. You'll probably see another safety switch on the other side of the wall. The safety switch probably only works for a length of time, I'd say maybe 2-3 minutes. So we're going to have to push it again before we go down the corridor. I'm sorry about that, Dubaka. I should have realized this place would have been trapped, but I honestly didn't think they'd have the trap still going while they were here.
Clutching him.
So, medicine check. La la la, medicine check. Luckily, she's really good at it. La la la, medicine check. Okay.
Even at the full 13, it wouldn't have dropped me, though.
Can somebody double check what the medicine skill does in terms of, or it may not be listed in the medicine skill, but what the medicine skill does in terms of damage and that sort of thing?
Sure, give me a second. Successful check. The target recovers a number of wounds equals to the number of successes generated by the medicine roll, and an amount of strain equal to the number of advantages generated.
Okay. What would the difficult? I wonder what the difficulty would be for a medicine check. Does it say?
Yeah, current wounds equal half or less of the wound threshold. Current wounds equal more than half. So where you
Half or less? Oh, current wounds equal more than half. Right.
More than half.
more than half.
Which
Equal
is
more than half. It's 2.
two. Two it is. Now, this is why you put up with her bitching, folks. Oh wait, no, that's Willa Parn. Hang on a minute. She can shoot you dead. No.
The gunslinger has the better medicine check.
That's right. She's a surgeon, so she will heal 3 additional wounds. Shush. She's a healer, so she's a surgeon, so she'll heal 3 additional wounds on a successful medicine check. She's a natural doctor, so she can re-roll a medicine check. She's a master doctor, so once per round she can suffer 2 strain and decrease the difficulty of a medicine check by 1. I think she'll do that now. And what was the other one that you should be thankful for? Oh yes, she has a signature ability of unmatched expertise. So once per game session as an action, she can spend 2 destiny to reduce the difficulty of a career skill check by 1 to a minimum of easy. Well, that's already something she's done, but the good news is you'll get healed faster and easier. Holy shit. 3 successes, well, 5 successes on the medical check if you count the triumph. Plus 3 wounds from her master surgeon. So that's 8 wounds you receive. Does the skill suggest what I can do with a triumph?
There does not appear to be any. Oh, sorry. Advantages generated during medicine check may be spent to eliminate 1 strain from the target. Triumphs generated during a medicine check to heal critical injuries may also heal additional wounds, or vice versa.
You know what? You just lost that crit, that stunned crit you had.
Okay. I thought that was that would go away after the end of the combat anyways.
Is that how that works?
It goes away, but you still have to heal it.
Oh.
So it would. So if you got another crit on you, it would be roll plus 10.
Okay.
Yes. So now that crit is gone.
Yeah.
You see, folks, this is why you put up with the bitch.
I'd almost prefer the extra wounds, but that's just
Now.
Well, no, because remember
You can fix that
the
later.
triumph is a success, so
Yeah.
it still succeeds. It still counts as a success.
No, I know, but
Then you spend the triumph effect.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it says you could spend the triumph to heal extra wounds. That's what I'm saying. But whatever, it's okay. It's all good.
Well, the problem though is that if you start using the Kovac haze, I mean, you know, the eventually when it all comes time to pay the check, you know, one less critical is helpful.
True. Very true. I'm now at 1/3 of my wound threshold. Boy.
I wonder if you're allowed to use a stim pack in the same turn that you do a medicine check.
Yeah, essentially, you can no longer receive a medical check for the next week.
Okay.
Oh, well, if that's the case, better have some stim packs ready.
Yeah.
For the next
the
week.
stim packs are essentially how you should be healing in combat. But if you get a really bad thing, your doctor can come and make medical your ass.
Well, I was at 15 of 21, so. And
You were at 15. Well, you've gained 8 back.
Actually, not correct. Sorry, the week is the critical wounds.
Oh, okay. So I can still take another medicine check for just regular wounds.
So now you're down 7 wounds, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty then. So.
Still got quite a bit of toughness left.
And away we go. Exit stage left even. So, eventually, you guys reach... Well, let me see if I can find out what you guys reach. One of these days I'll learn how to label these things properly. No. When in doubt, use the rough-hewn picture, I always say. So you guys see this. Now, you guys are about here, okay?
So we're coming in from the left side tunnel.
Yes. And Marrow was very certain to push the little button that was about here. Well, he pushed the other button too, but then he pushed the first button. You're not sure why he pushed the 2 buttons, and frankly, neither am I, so let's move on. He slowly edges along here, and as soon as he spots this, He says, all right. We got to be careful because I've seen that kind of thing before. It's prime ambush territory.
So you figure there's another trap there?
So, what I think is I should give me a couple of them smoke grenades. Anybody? Anybody? Give me a couple of those smoke grenades.
I clipped 2 off my harness hand.
He puts one on his belt, takes the other in his hand, and he very slowly edges out to that part that he identified as ambush territory. Now this will be pretty funny.
Funny, haha, funny, oh my god, we're gonna die.
Well, I have to make an agility check, and that's not really his forte. A coordination check, actually. No, that would just be agility. He doesn't have any coordination.
Well, technically, it's still a coordination check.
What's that?
So technically, it's still a coordination check.
Yes, it's still a coordination check. You're absolutely right. However, it's made without the benefit of having any coordination. But he does know what's coming. And it does stand him in good stead. He literally dives backwards out of the way as you hear a ka-chunk, ka-chunk. He stops and looks at something you guys can't see because it's out of your visual range. And then he sort of leans and waves you over. He says, here, come look at this. Careful, careful, but come see.
So we go see.
As you go over, sort of standing behind him, he says, now, look at what would have happened if you guys had just walked into the junction of these two corridors. These two diamondback corridors. You look down and there's a spiked pit down there. I'm telling you, my friends, the Sith don't play games.
Sure they do. They just play nasty, nasty games.
Sith reindeer games. You gotta love them.
I was going to say it's probably a game for them.
Now, I haven't been able to find the trip switch for this, and the trap has already been opened. So, I don't suppose any of you people brought a jetpack, did you?
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I don't think I want to reach around in your pocket to see if you brought a jetpack, quite frankly.
How far is it? Like, how far across is it?
You guys could jump it. It's a 1 purple on a coordination check. Or wait a minute, athletics maybe?
Athletics, I think, to jump it, yeah.
Yeah, athletics. It's 1 purple. It's 1 purple on an athletics check, and I wouldn't assign any setbacks or anything. I wouldn't. Although, you know, if this is Korriban, so like, oh, upgrade to a red die.
No, it's just, 1 purple, and if you fail, you die.
Spikes through the tuchus.
The entire planet is save or die.
Well, I could make it across first, and I could help anybody else after.
How would you help them exactly?
Well,
Catch them.
try and catch them.
By saying nice jump? I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, well, what I'll do then is I'll give a boost die to anybody else who takes the jump across. But somebody's got to go across first, and that sounds like Dubaka is volunteering.
Well, I've probably got the best chance at 2 yellow, 1 green.
Go ahead.
Talon has no athletics.
Makes the jump.
Makes a jump.
Which
Oy.
way are we going through?
I'm assuming that you guys are going through from the bottom left.
But from what I understand, there's 2 corridors leading out of that diamondback.
Let me get the picture, and you may decide. All right. Hang on, I'll share. Because I likes to share. All right, can you see it? All right, so you guys are there.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter which way we go through. We're all going to the same spot.
Right.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to make a miraculous 90-degree jump. Or, yeah, 90-degree jump to your right. Which, if you can do that, it's definitely worth some brownie points. But I recommend you just go straight.
All right, so then that question doesn't matter.
Oh, come on. There's no such thing as bad questions.
Right. So when do I get to make a new character?
Oh, no. Craig! I couldn't have made the jump any easier for you if I'd have force lifted you across.
It's 2 advantages but 1 failure.
But the consequences have to mean something, otherwise they're no good. Ay, ay, ay.
Let him spend a destiny
Two
to
advantages is he falls, but he catches the lip. He's got 2
Yeah.
advantages.
Yes, but I want 2 destiny for that. Not 1. You're cheating death directly. I want 2 destiny for that.
So it's usually supposed to be a group decision. So I'm just saying, like, it's anybody going to oppose the Wookiee, saving his own life.
You see.
Fucking shit.
Never trust it yet.
No, the
All right.
Doki's jumping up and down on your fingers. It's like got it.
All right.
So I'll even give you the climb up out of the pit for free.
Okay.
That is one angry Wookiee dragging himself out of that spike pit. Meanwhile,
More out of embarrassment than anything else. Like, fuck,
Marrow's got his Marrow's got his hand leaning against the corridor and his other hand on his chest.
Okay, almost giving Marrow a heart attack almost makes it worth it.
He points across the pit and goes, "Don't do that no more." Oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Chewbacca. No, I can't give you your son back, because he perforated on Korriban is why. Oh, look, there go my arms. Right there, tucked up in my bum. Exactly where I need them for safekeeping.
Lucky for Marrow, my parents are dead.
He doesn't know that. Let him go on a bit. It's entertaining.
and really.
All right, who wants to jump next?
We don't
One purple, Angela. If you don't make 1 purple, you guys are going to run out of destiny, and you're all going to come out of that place Sith acolytes. I guarantee it.
No. I think.
Don't forget the boost die.
I'm pretty sure this turns out better for Vanny. 3 successes, 2 advantages, 1 disadvantage.
Good. So you leap into Chewbacca's arms.
Because there's advantages and disadvantages they can't.
Oh,
I see.
right. I
But
forgot about
if you have both and you only get 1 disadvantage, then you have no disadvantage.
Okay.
3 successes, 1 advantage. Yeah.
Okay. So
I shan't quibble. I'm looking for you people not to get friggin' speared up the gazoo here. I'm willing to be very, very lenient. Dan, you want to take a jump?
Oh, I gotta throw in the boost. 1 success, 2 advantages.
You make it across. Now let's see.
Haul in.
Let's see if Willa can get over without killing herself.
Oh,
I
no.
want to bet it's the doctor who falls in?
Yeah, well, the doctor's better friggin' able to deal with it than the rest of you unarmored cisbags are. Well, except maybe Bevan.
It's true. Even if she does fall, the armor's probably going to protect her. Hell, if it's true Mandalorian armor, the spikes might break.
Oh dear.
No, it's not. She's got to go.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Will didn't get a single success. Will got a nothing.
A flat 0?
Absolutely. 2 successes, 2 failures, nothing on the boost die. Blank face on the boost die.
I don't know what would be better if I threw out the, put out the butt of my axe to see if she can catch it, or if I could reach in and grab her.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hang on. Well, six damage. -3 soak. She yells, but not too loudly. As she falls into the pit, you hear a chunking noise, and you're almost afraid to. You're almost afraid to look in. You hear Jotano behind you. Move, 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 move! Shoves you out of the way, and jumps into the pit herself. She tucks her knees up underneath her almost like a cannonball, and she uses the armor on her shin pads to impact the spikes sideways and bend them forward using the rest of her weight.
Neat trick.
And then she pulls her helmet off, and she looks at Marrow. We have to get her out of here now, or she's dead. The spike only grazed her, but it popped open her spleen. She's bleeding all over the place. I can stop the bleeding, but she needs to get out of here. Marrow is standing there with his hand on his chin.
Yeah, but now she has to get back across.
I don't even know if we can lift her safely. She throws up a line. She throws a line up from her armor to you, Dubaka. And then she hooks the line, like she ties the line underneath Willa's arms, and sort of tries to hold her torso steady as you pull up her upper parts, and you guys, as gently as you can, you try to ease her down. Willa opens her eyes, and she looks at the doctor. Stim pack. Oh, I absolutely will. Not stim pack. Where you go, I go. All right. But this is gonna hurt. Ooh, she makes a noise.
See if they know we're here. They didn't before.
With noise like that, they probably think she's howling from the bottom of the pit.
Either way.
No sooner is the first stim pack in than Willa blinks her eyes a little. You can see the flesh sort of seal up a bit. She blinks her eyes a little, and she looks at the doc, and she says, "Again. These things don't work as well each successive time I use them. Again. Where you go, I go. You can't go anywhere if you're dead. I said again." Chotana reaches into her pouch, fits another ampule into the syringe and pops her with another stim. This time, the yelling is an awful lot less. As a matter of fact, it's not even there at all. Good. Good. So what is it, Dan? The first stim is 5, the second is 3?
No, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so she's got 9 back. Plus, I think she gets an extra... I want to double check how this works. Oh, wouldn't you know I didn't have it open anymore. Damn me and my desire for clean stuff. All right. Supreme Stim application. That's that's for temporarily raising a characteristic. I don't think we want that. Wow. Okay. The doctor is apparently able to use stim packs to increase your characteristics. Temporarily, of course.
We can see why Dr. Giordano might not bother to tell us that.
Yeah. Plus, it has nothing to do with this situation. But she does get 9 points back. I will note that on her sheety sheet. I think she was 12. Yeah, so she's 9. There we go. She stands up, shakes a little, readjusts her stuff, looks over at you, Dubaka. Piece of cake.
Start cocking an eyebrow at her.
Not a brain in her head, this human child, but tough as nails.
Pretty much what I was thinking.
And then the phrase where you go, I go. You know, I think it's you, Dubaka, that you've slowly been building up sort of a file on some of her mannerisms, on that mark on her neck, and you're just at the tip of putting it together.
Actually, that was Jesse.
Was it Jesse? Well, fuck you then.
Because he got to see the actual tattoos.
Right.
On her back.
Well, Jesse doesn't get to find out. Hell with him anyway. That'll teach him for not being here.
I thought we both saw it, but
No, because he was taking care of her hair.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember now. Come to think of it, that he's been much more curious about it. I think much more openly curious about it than you have. Well, that's definitely that's definitely like you get the feeling you're not just being told something. You're having a maxim recited at you. Like a tenet in a code.
Right. Would that be an underworld check to try and find out more, or?
You could give it a shot, sure. Give me 3 purples, because it's not the kind of thing you figure out every day.
Okie. Well, now, triumph, 3 successes. Well, 4 successes with the triumph and 1 disadvantage.
You tried to look so cool there. I did shit. Oh man, drop
I
that.
couldn't have gotten that on my athletics roll.
I tell you, man, that pit's a man-eater.
Apparently, almost a Wookiee eater as well.
There is a bodyguard school on the Outer Rim. Its precise name escapes you. You'd have to look it up. But these bodyguards they are world famous.
So
Well.
somebody with Outer Rim knowledge might have heard of it.
Yes.
Danny has one in Outer Rim knowledge.
Yes.
Oh, look at that smile.
If I mention it, which I would probably, but in private.
Yeah, you're going to need to hit the books, but you're pretty sure she's been formally trained as a bodyguard by a very prestigious school for such things. And as a matter of fact, part of the reason that you recognize that maxim is that there were one of your fellow pit fighters came in, was kind of disgraced by that school for a while, and so came in and said a few of the things that she has said.
Gotcha.
The tree trunker thing particularly got to you. But having said that, it's time to slither on to your next fatal encounter. I mean,
Your next brush with death.
that's right.
Are we sure Gus hasn't been using dark side points and not
You're not telling us.
Angela, the things
It would be a good thing to do.
the things you think of me, the things you think even. Breaks my heart that you should think such things. Breaks it breaky even. Okay. So now that you've gotten to the end, the very top of the diamond back, let's better make sure there's no more traps. Huh. Phew! I think you're safe.
Thanks, boss.
Right at the top of the diamond back, there is a hatch to your left. And but it has it has one of those break glass and pull levers, which indicates that it's for emergencies. Whatever's behind this hatch is for emergencies.
What's the escape pod?
Yes. Well, is that what
It's a hell of a place for one, but architecturally, it's not unknown.
fired off with the fucking out of the temple through the roof?
We must.
Site to site escape pods are actually pretty common. Actually, I think Jabba's palace has one, or so rumor says.
If he could if he could ever get his slug ass to it.
Somehow, I don't think it's for him anymore. I think Bib Fortuna fucking probably has claimed it for his own.
Yeah, no shit. No, okay, yeah, Bib's still alive. Obviously, we haven't reached Return of the Jedi yet.
Gus won't let us near him because otherwise we'll just kill him.
That's right. The General Grovis incident looms large.
What is it? Oh, you're an actual movie character. No, let's just leave. Whatever it is, just leave. Otherwise, it'll break Gus's brain.
No, Gus, I'd like to spend my destiny points. No, I'd like to spend my destiny points. Oh, I think we broke General Grievous. That's okay, Gus. You can have his brother, General Grovis, show up. I want everybody to die. Everybody. Even the fluffy kittens.
It's not uncommon in other games, too, that something goes critically wrong and a key NPC gets killed. Remember in a LARP where we were fighting Sabad, the Archbishop got himself accidentally killed because he ran into a large pack of players who just took him down because they all succeeded.
Oof.
It got shit lucky.
Gotta watch that, eh? That's why I always tell them, vampires, man, takes your fortitude. Whatever else you takes your fortitude.
The Archbishop had 2 bodyguards who went down in the first wave.
Especially in LARP, when you can take your Aegis. Takes your Aegis.
Oh, I took my Aegis in my LARP, and I liked it a lot.
That's right. That's right. And where did you learn? Where did you learn to take your fortitude? In my games is where you learn to take your fortitude.
Especially the gargoyle game.
That's right. So that being said, how closely do you want to investigate what's on the other side of that hatch?
If it is an escape vehicle, I'd at least like to know.
Well, the problem is the hatch is emergency release, so you'd have to break the glass, pull the lever, and presumably make noise.
I don't care about it right now. We can always come back later.
All right.
Vanny's like, but you don't understand. It could be disguising a whole treasure trove full of treasures and treasureness.
Don't you
Right,
know
Vanny?
Curiosity killed the Kyros?
Right, Vanny?
Maybe.
All right, so that being the case, there is a long corridor ahead, like really long. As you traverse it, you eventually reach
Sit potty in the house.
down with the disco ball, but it's like got red lights refracting off of it. Why red?
Red is color.
you guys get to about here, and as you look around this corner, you can see there's a hatch here, and then the corridor goes down here for some distance before hitting a bend, and goes way down there, way down, and then hits what you presume to be another bend.
Go check the door.
You want to listen?
Have a listen.
Giveth unto me a check with thy listening.
2 difficulty.
Yep.
1 success, 2 advantages.
There's somebody on the other side of there, and they're snoring.
So I make the universal sleeping.
I just look at Marrow. Yeah.
Marrow makes sort of a twirling motion in the air and then points to the door. That's the universal symbol of wake his ass up.
Does the door have? Is the door locked?
No, it's not. Well, it is, but it's you can easily figure out the numbers. So it might as well not be.
Open the door slowly. Try to figure out, where the sleeping dude is, and
Well, the door, you don't open a mechanical door like in any, like it's a shung. The question is, was it loud enough to wake him up? Let us allow the fates to decide. Craig, roll 1 force die. If it comes up dark, he's awake.
Nope.
He's sleeping. This is really funny. You guys all creep in, and he wakes up, and you're all standing around his bed. Get up, boys!
Hi, how you doing?
so
Oh look, he projectile pooped his pants all the way across the room. Sorry about your pant legs there, Marrow, but that'll teach you for standing at the end of the bed.
So are we looking at like a
He is a human who is reclined upon a pretty decent bed. He's wearing finery to bed. He's wearing silky pajamas, don't you know? And he hasn't heard a thing. As you guys, actually, I want Dubaka and I want Bevan and I want Vanny to make checks to see if they can creep into the room.
Oh God.
This is what
Stealth.
I'll accept stealth. Yeah. It's I'll give it 2 purple for a difficulty.
2 purple. He's asleep.
Yeah, but he's a Sith. He wants to be Sith, man, and he's sleeping in a temple as Sith. He's probably a light sleeper.
Yeah,
He probably hasn't slept well since he got here. He's probably like, all the power. Oh my God, where's the power? He's probably licking the walls, trying to get, rubbing himself against the statuaries.
1 success, 3 advantages.
So how many purples were you giving us?
2.
2.
2 success, 2 disadvantage.
Angela, if you cannot out-stealth these 2 lummoxes, you have to give your card back.
Seriously, I roll well on this. I get fucked on the athletics roll. What the fuck? What do we got here? We got a net 1 success.
Good.
You're good.
Because if you hadn't gotten a success, I would have been like, she's like, fart. Uh-oh. That's what happens when you have the freeze-dried tacos for lunch.
See, I was just going to go up, put my paw over his mouth, which would wake him up, and I'd just be like...
Well, you can still do that, except now you can actually get to the bed without him already being awake when you get there.
Well, if we're going to be rummaging around his room, yeah, I'm going to walk up, put my paw over his mouth.
Actually, I was thinking just, maybe have Talon walk in up to it and then butt stroke him in the temple. To make him unconscious as opposed to him being sleeping.
You know what? I could do that too with my axe. I think this is funnier though.
Well, decide what you want to do, because you can't do them both at the same time. You can't hold your hand over his mouth while you're beating the shit out of him with your. Well, actually, you can, but
wake him up, then he's awake, and the only way to keep him from doing anything is to kill him, and which will make Mero upset.
I can knock him out. I've got stunning blow.
figure out which one you want to do.
I just personally think it's funny.
So which one are we doing?
Well, he's gonna wake up anyways if we start rummaging around. So I go over.
You put your hand on his face.
Yep.
He sort of lies there. He lies there for a second. Goes, oh.
Like,
shh.
And I just signaled to everybody else. I'll hold him here.
Get into his room, close the door.
And then he starts searching to see what.
He's got finery. That means he's rich.
Yeah, which means that I'm willing to look for hidden
panels, wall safes,
and so on.
Look for the hope diamond.
I suppose it would be useful if I could call up his actual. No, that's not it. Is that it? No, that's not it. What about that? Is that it? Nope, that's not it neither. What about that? Nope.
Nay, sir. I say thee nay.
That's it. There we go. Oh, wrong one. What happened there?
You've
What have I done? I've done something. Where'd my hangout go? Wait, there it is. Aha.
Yeah, I think on your end you actually moved it over so that you were in the computer down here.
Gotcha. I'll sort out. There we go. There's his quarters.
How lovely.
And Chewbacca's over there. And the rest of you guys are wandering around looking for stuff.
Rummaging through his shit.
So yeah, while I'm still
There's a lovely desk, a lovely armoire,
Anything
couple-
good I find is getting put down on the desk.
a lovely couple of foot lockers right there. So, searching. Say, sounds to me.
while I've got my paw over his mouth, I just sit on his chest.
Gurk.
Just gonna sit there and wait.
So it would likely be a perception check.
Sounds good to me. Your perception test. 3 purples.
I wonder how much strain this guy has.
I don't know, but you're straining him pretty good.
4 successes.
What do we got? Net 2 successes.
So Talon gets a net 1 failure. I get 1 success, 4 advantages.
Talon's been searching the front of his pants. I think I found something. It's buried treasure. Poor Craig. How much did you say you had, Bevan?
1 success, 4 advantages.
Chewbacca?
I'm not searching. I'm sitting on the guy.
Oh yeah, right. Vanny?
2 successes.
You're feeling your way around the underside of his bed, and you find a contact stud. You press the contact stud, and a panel of the bed frame slides downwards towards the floor from the bed frame, and a lightsaber pops out.
Jesus.
And you're pretty sure that it's important because you can hear Buddy go.
Someone who wants to be a Jedi of some sort. Disorders?
I see it for a moment. Catch it. I turn it on. It's a nice big red.
Oh yes, it's as red as red can be. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Turn it off. If you consider this property you do not wish to put on your ship.
I'd rather not.
So I go around behind. I'm from what I recall, there's like a partition, like there's a divide.
Wait a minute, can I see it first? He says. He looks at it. Yeah. Yeah, you better destroy this because if I'm reading this right, this is Darth Nihilus' lightsaber.
Ah, excellent. So I go out of view of the Sith.
The guy on the bed is like,
I'll put my lightsaber, turn it on, cut it in half.
And I checked the compartment where it was just in case something like the mask happens to be in there too.
no.
No such luck.
The guy in the bed's like,
Close my lightsaber, put it away, and then come back with the 2 pieces and sort of shake one in each hand, shake half of it.
Let's put those back where they came from.
Actually, take out my vibro knife and actually dig the innards out of it.
jeez, he wants it destroyed.
Well, it's like these people might actually be able to repair it. So yeah, remove the guts.
Take the crystal.
Give the two pieces of the case. Yeah, is there a crystal?
Oh yeah, there's a crystal.
Well, it depends. I might have actually cut through it.
Sure.
The crystal itself, does it radiate dark side?
Oh yes.
It was wielded by Darth Nihilus. I would think so.
Well, I mean, it depends. The crystal itself is a crystal, but if he's actually like imbued it with whatever.
Well, that's part of the process of building a lightsaber is imbuing the crystal
you use
with force energy.
Yeah.
So if he's a dark side, if he's a Sith, yeah, it would be imbued with dark side energy.
So I'm essentially going to try to crush it under heel.
Yeah, all right.
And I'll just put the empty casing back in, press the stud, and it just goes back in. For somebody else who finds it.
I look back over it and I said, I'm going to start to raise my fist.
You back and take it easy on him now. He's just had his little old heart broke. He looks over past your shoulder and says, now, you see what happens when you go playing with Sith artifacts? You see what happens now? Who's a bad cult member? Who's a bad cult member?
Go over and take a closer look.
Does your daddy know you're spending a whole poodoo lunk of his money trying to figure out where his Sith artifacts are?
Is likely to have more.
Possibly.
Well, you
I started motion to Joe Tano. It's like, do you have something to shut him up?
Well, Jotano's like, why don't you just punch him one for heaven's sake?
I was going to be nice, but okay.
He's out. Leg of light.
Does a more thorough check of the desk yield anything there?
Copies of Sith writings and eager memos and stuff on computer data pads. Nothing that would qualify as an artifact.
I believe what she is requesting is we won't loot. Damn it! What's the loot table for this room?
Let's roll.
Well, you can get his cred stick if you want, but it's one of them highfalutin cred sticks that doesn't give you the balance right away, and you've got to hack. You've got to hack the access code, and if you don't hack the access code, it wipes the cred stick.
That's fine. We'll take it.
It's worth it.
Sure,
it's worth
Toby
a shot.
Sure, Toby can play with that.
These are supposed to be like nobles with nothing better to do with their time and money.
There we go. Oh, and the deed to a beach house. Beach house is perhaps the wrong word. More like a luxury suite on Bespin, of all places.
Sure. We will take that from his possession.
Yeah.
If you remember correctly, Vani, Bespin is where they mine Tibanna gas, which is the prime fuel for blasters and lasers. But why anybody would want a luxury condo on a Tibanna gas mine? You have no idea.
Dr. Lando.
The signature looks familiar though. The co-signature.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody named Calrissian.
Salem would recognize that. The rest of us probably wouldn't.
That's okay. It's now our condo. Or at least ours to sell. No, it's totally ours. It's totally the deed. Here, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, no, cheap. Real cheap.
Blood? What are you talking about, blood? There's no blood on that. Jeez. All right, maybe a little like cut myself shaving. What, a man can't bleed on his own documents? What did you say? A liar? A thief? Who tells such lies? The cupboard pops open again.
All right, so we'll use essentially I know he's been punched out, but use the sheets and stuff on the bed and comforter to actually like physically restrain him. I don't think anybody actually has any cuffs, and then do something to make sure he can't speak. Put a wrap around his mouth. And...
So you can leave him unconscious and tied up.
For heaven's sake, says Jotano as she looks at you. She pulls out her hypo gun, puts an ampule of something in it, and pops it in his neck. Let's go. She stops and looks at the ampule again. Oh no, that was the right one. Listen, you walking carpet, I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a couple of million different types of pharmaceutical in the galaxy, and the fact that I have momentarily mistaken a long-term human sedative for something that would normally permit depilation of hair below the neckline has got nothing to do with anything. You'd be nice to me, or I'll see if it works on Wookiees.
Better not let Doki find that.
Oh shit.
Are you kidding? Doki would probably huff it along with the smoke grenade.
Oh, I never know if he lost all his hair. He's covered in a cowl and a friggin' robe. Fucking gloves on his hands.
Right. So
In Jawas.
we exit and back to the
Back to the corridor.
bus corridor, and where do we want to go now? There's another corridor with a bend and another corridor that goes down past the long way and then to a bend.
Yes.
Oh,
You know, if you guys had a half a brain in your head, that sounded more harsh than I meant it to sound. But while you guys were roughing him up and rolling him around, it didn't think to any of you to ask him where the mask was.
Meh.
And suddenly Angela goes stiff as a board.
Whoops. Oh well.
I didn't want to give him the chance to, be able to speak, because I know what you can do when you give the chance of somebody to speak.
Yeah, all right. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
It was a Sith acolyte? Yeah, no.
No, that's fair. When you guys step back out into where the hall becomes a four-way, and such that behind you is the bed chamber you came out of,
Mhm.
to the right of you is where you came from before you came to this part of the hallway.
Mhm.
To the left of you is the corridor that eventually goes to the bend. Straight ahead of you, if you go far enough, is a door, but halfway between you and that door is a turn to the right and to the left.
I just sort of look at Kevin. It's like, you got that coin? Because I'm at a loss.
Somebody roll a force die. If it comes up dark side, you take your immediate right. If it or your immediate left. If it comes up light side, you go straight.
We do not go straight.
All right. So you head down a corridor, and then you head down another corridor. Sort of, it goes up and then it bends to your left, and then it carries on for another, I don't know, 30 feet or so, and then bends to your right, and then becomes another corridor with a door at the end. This door is a blast door. It's a super heavy blast door. The kind of blast door that your lightsaber could conceivably half run out of its power pack trying to cut through. And the lock mechanism, you better have come prepared.
Well, no.
Because it's it uses the like retinal scan and fingerprint and what do they call that? Biometrics. In addition to an alphanumeric code. Which means you're going to have to bypass the whole damn thing, but you're going to have to do it in such a way that the computer doesn't notice it's being futzed with.
We could always go back and get unconscious boy. Yeah. He had the lightsaber.
Drag him over by the balls. Come on, son.
Yeah, sling him over my shoulder.
Yeah,
Plop him in front of the thing. Pry his eye open.
Do like they do in Metal Gear Solid, eh? Just hold his head to the viewer.
Easy peasy.
So, do we want to actually try to get through this door or go down the other corridor and clear it first?
Well, I don't know. I mean, this door looks like whatever there's on the other side of it is really valuable. Maybe it's a safe. Well, looks like this is your show, Bevan.
All right. Go get Wonder Boy.
Go get Wonder Boy.
You wander back. Just pick him up. Hug him. Slung him.
The doctor sort of holds up a hand. Am I correct in assuming that you want him because you want his fingerprint in his eye, his retinal scan?
It's a lot easier to hack this type of computer if you have that already.
Oh, don't I know it? The problem is, unfortunately, the sedative I gave him slightly warps his eye such that his retina isn't exactly where it's supposed to be.
Oh, dear.
Well, I wasn't to know, was I?
I say we go back and clear the other corridor first.
Marrow is like, I don't like it here. I really don't. And if we have an opportunity to get that mask and get out of here by going through that door, I want to take it. And I definitely want to take it before any more of us gets hurt, because I've had enough of a scare for one day. So I don't care if you have to. I don't care if you have to break, crack, smack, or take the thing out on a date. I want through that door, if you please.
No, we can at least use his hand. That's one of 3.
Oh, that shouldn't be a problem. So you go drag him. Chewbacca drags him back by his arm.
That will help since he's equally strong as Chewbacca.
His leg gets caught on the door frame. You're like, come on.
He goes flying down the corridor.
Jotana's got her hand on her head. She puts her helmet back on.
All right, eventually drag his sorry ass to the door.
I get out slicing tools and start hooking in. So what are we looking at here?
2 reds and a purple.
Ouch.
And that's with his hand. Whatever is behind this door, somebody does not want you to get in there. Unless you have business.
Two successes.
So it takes a minute or so. He's popped a couple of panels off the thing. And then click, 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 click. Tookie, 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 a finger on the thing. The thing goes from angry purple to happy Sith red. and 2 round discs roll. 1 round disc rolls to the left, 1 round disc rolls to the right, and all you hear is a.
No, something has come to play. I nominate you.
Now there's good news and there's bad news. What would you like to hear first?
Bad news.
The bad news is that there's a very, very large creature in there, and unless your eyes deceive you, the mask is on the other side of the very, very large creature.
It's good news.
The good news is that these hatches are only humanoid size, so the creature can't come through here and bugger you all and then kill you.
Good. So we stand outside the door and shoot it until it dies.
Talon, you're up.
Talon grabs his
Has a
rifle.
little bit of a gleam in his eye.
Talon's got a big smile on his face. He grabs his rifle sort of like he's cradling it in his arms, and he sort of slides his head into the hatch. He slides his head back out of the hatch, and he's got a thoughtful expression on his face. Terentatek. Gesundheit. No, I mean it's a Terentatek. And it's an adult Terentatek. I don't understand what you mean. It's an adult Terentatek. You see the... Come here. I ain't going in there. Come here. Don't be such a baby. The things are nearsighted. Come here. They both sort of lean out Scooby-Doo style, right? They lean. You see those big, heavy, bony plates? Oh yeah. Not so much with blasters. Did we bring a rocket launcher? Explosives? Yes, no? Maybe so?
Smoke grenades.
Oh, good. Give me a whiff.
Hey, if they're nearsighted, you pop smoke all around it. Can't see it.
Yeah, slight problem with that.
We can't see it.
We don't have
Also,
to.
also,
Run in,
keep,
run out.
also, Rumor has it that they're force sensitive.
Okay, so we need a plan to getting past this. And apparently you can't shoot it, and you can't blind it.
Oh, blinding it. Oh. It's such a magnificent creature, though. Do you have to mess with its eyes?
Yeah. The smoke grenades apparently aren't going to work, because that's what I was thinking. If it can't see us...
Well, we'll have to... If we can't kill it, we're going to have to distract it. Let me stick my gun camera in and take a picture of the room. Hold on. After a minute, this is... Here we go. Here it is. Okay, so there's where you guys are. Where's my cursor? My cursor. This is where the mask is. This is where the Terrentitech is.
But where the mask is?
This is where the mask is.
Yeah.
Fun, fun, fun. So it doesn't take kindly to blaster fire, or more appropriately, ignores it. How does it hold up against blades?
What kind of blades?
You know what kind of blade.
That thing? It'll pick its teeth with that thing. Then it'll pick its teeth with you. You're funny. I didn't know you had a sense of humor, Dubaka. Now, if you were lucky enough to find a place where those bony plates didn't cover, sure. But the Terrentitech has a vested interest in keeping you away from those places. And it pursues that vested interest with great vigor. Also, it has prehensile hands. You guys have two big things going for you. One, it can't see very well. Two, it's not very bright.
Gus, what is its will stat?
Let me double check.
Gonna influence it?
He's gonna sing it a song. Sing, sing a song.
It's force sensitive. It could theoretically be pretty high.
Not necessarily. It's dumb. Just because it's force sensitive doesn't mean that it can use it. It could be that it has force power.
Its willpower is 3. No, it can't use force power. It's just because it grew up on Korriban, it tends to feed by finding sources of the force.
Okay. Is it trained in discipline?
Ah. Very good question, Dr. Jones. It is not.
Okay, so Bevan essentially is looking in, and remember that thing that Obi-Wan did when he was in the Death Star turning the power off where he makes somebody think that there's a noise?
Right.
The Terrentitech thinks that there is a noise in the far end of the
Opposite corner.
in the opposite corner.
Is that automatic, or does it get a save, or what?
That's why I asked its will score.
Yeah.
It's a discipline versus discipline check.
Well,
So
I don't think it's got any discipline.
it has 3 will.
Right.
what its check is. So I use that. That's the difficulty to overcome.
Right.
So I got a success. I got one disadvantage, and I did come up with enough force power or force to actually be able to use it.
Oh, good for you.
So for 5 minutes, it thinks that there is something over there in that corner.
But your cell phone distracted it.
Yeah, there's a sound of a cell phone over there in the far corner.
Took the cell phone.
Yeah, you guys are sneaking up to get the mask, and all of a sudden, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and the Tyranitar's like, "Roar!" Thanks, Angela.
You're welcome. I have no idea who that was, and I'm not talking to them.
Somebody wants to sell you a better cell phone. So, the creature perks up a little. It cocks its giant head to one side, and then cocks it to the other side, and then rumbles around in a circle for a second, and then cocks its head a bit, and then rumbles over to where it thinks the thing is, and starts stamping its feet looking for the thing.
Okay. And then so
Who's the stealthiest among us?
I don't think it's really stealth. It would be Talon, from what I can understand, because he has the actual skill, and he's got like a talent for using it. But yeah, essentially, yeah, we need somebody to go now.
It's talent.
Talon has stealth. He has trained in stealth, and he has the stalker talent, which gives him a boost die on stealth checks.
He hands his rifle to you, and he says, This is my life. If anything happens to it, it's yours too.
Go before it figures out.
So he goes and does his thing. It's not going to be a difficult check. I'd say, I don't know, 3 purple.
Not a difficult check.
That's actually
quite difficult. That's a hard check.
Still.
Well, it shouldn't be easy. It's a Tyrant attack. At least you can't get any despairs.
There we go. Okay, flat 2 successes.
He grabs the thing. In a glove, by the way. He's wearing a glove. Grabs the thing, scurries back. It's like, shut the door, 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 shut the door.
He's back. Yeah, the door gets shut.
Chung chung.
And,
There's a sudden BAM against the wall. The whole fucking wall and corridor shakes.
I believe it figured out the ruse. So, boss, what do we do with this? I point at the mask.
I haven't decided yet, but we probably shouldn't try to destroy it. There's a rumor that says that Nihilus's spirit is partially contained in this mask. If we break the mask, we might set at least a part of the spirit free.
Well, then we need to get the hell out of here.
And don't let Doki put it on.
And you guys look around and you realize that Jotano is the only person with a backpack to carry the thing.
No, I have a backpack.
Oh, you do?
No, it's not going anywhere near my person. No.
Jotano sticks her hands out and she's like I believe in any of that garbage. I've got gloves.
All right, so she puts it in her backpack and we start to trundle off.
So you guys are like retracing your steps as quickly as possible. And before you know it, you're standing outside in the fresh Korribani air again. It's a little darker than you recall it. You don't recall having been inside long enough for the sun to go down. What's that up in the sky? You know, most clouds aren't triangular shaped.
Oh, shit.
And then suddenly the clacking of armor. Oh, don't move.
I am edified that you were able to retrieve the Emperor's prize so quickly. Won't you please be my guest to accept his gratitude?
I think that's a great place to end it. What do you guys think?
Ouch. Boy.
That's a hell of a cliffhanger.
Goddamn.
This is why we need jetpacks. Like, click, click, click. Okay, then we just jetpack up and away. We're gone.
And we've got how
We get
many
followed
smoke?
by a swarm of TIE fighters out of the fucking Star Destroyer that's hovering overhead.
And
we
we-
still have to make it from orbit down here. We could probably get back to our ship by then.
We've got how many smoke grenades?
Who says a Star Destroyer can't enter atmosphere?
Usually they don't.
They can, though.
Yeah, they can, and it's not that difficult for them to do it. It's not like, although, you know, you got to be careful, right? Or you end up like that friggin' one that crash landed on Jakku, where the captain is like, one job.
Back into the temple to the escape hatch, and pile into the emergency thing.
Seriously.
Yeah,
It's
all the way to the
breaking
escape hatch.
No,
I can hear
firstly-
Benny Hill music going on in the background.
no, firstly, we set off about 6 smoke grenades.
What? No.
6, 7.
All of them. Everyone that we have.
That's it.
Well, you each took one. I've still got 5 left.
All right. Since I know you guys are going to be spending the next 2 weeks thinking about how you're going to get out of this, I want to make a few things clear. These stormtroopers are close enough that with one maneuver action you could step up and close the distance to engage with them. As a result, there'll be none of this suddenly reaching for things on your belt or your hip or your nose or anything like that. Second, there are a lot of these stormtroopers. A lot of them. And while singly they may not be very good at that whole shooting thing, in groups they tend to get better, strangely enough.
Lies. Filthy lies.
Third, Vader is there. I haven't described to you how terrifying he is. I'll do that next session, and I'll let your imagination work its wonders. 4, the Star Destroyer isn't in orbit. It's above you. The reason it's able to blot out the sun is that it is in the atmosphere, and it is oddly close to the planet, all things considered. 5, the Diamond Jack is all the way over that a fucking way. It's not half a continent away or anything, but it's far enough that you're at least going to have to make a sprint. And did I mention all the stormtroopers with guns behind you? They might get you, they might not. Those of you who want to take a chance, you be ready to let me know next session. Or better yet, tell me during the 2-week interim so that I can decide exactly what your fate is between now and then. That would be helpful. And finally, the good news behind all this is that you didn't decide to land the Ruby Queen Dowager. It's probably floating in some orbital spot someplace that hasn't been spotted by the Empire. At least you hope not, because you haven't received any squealing distress messages from either Jem or Do Re Mi.
I believe we stashed it in the shadow of something up there, specifically to keep them from being noticed.
Right. So all you need to do is get to the Diamond Jack, survive long enough to get to the Ruby Queen, survive long enough to make a jump to lightspeed. The question is, how do you want to do that? I'm telling you right now, if you make a run for it, or you do anything funny, these guys are going to put a lot of shots into you, and if you hit incapacitated here and now, I will make it permanent.
See, this is why I want the Cortosis shaft on my fucking axe.
Actually, I've checked. Cortosis is not a weapon modification.
No, I know it's not.
Well, I guess you just have to make the whole damn axe out of Cortosis, then fuck it.
I don't see why you couldn't make a shaft out of Cortosis. I mean, like, it's just...
Oh, the modification system in this game is such a mess, I haven't even bothered looking at it.
It's technically not a weapon mod. It's Cortosis Weave, which we put into armor. But, I mean, in I think it's Legacy of the Force, the comic book. The Emperor of the time has Cortosis bracers, like full solid ones. They're not woven. They're solid Cortosis. So I don't see why you couldn't make a
Because there's no
shaft.
stats for it.
Huh?
There's no stats for it. Cortosis is, well, sorry, there are things like a Cortosis sword or a refined Cortosis staff. These are in Force and Destiny. There is no way to modify a weapon.
I was talking about replacing the entire shaft. Because I don't think you could, like, yeah, in order to make it a vibro axe that would, you know, be completely, it would completely out of Cortosis. Possible. Probably cost a fucking arm and a leg.
Not recommended.
It's 10 grand just to put the weave on.
I know. I've got 10 grand.
A Cortosis, actually, it's funny, in Force and Destiny, a Cortosis sword is less than 2 grand.
So, yeah, so the thing is that I'll give you guys 20 XP because you guys did really well. And I hope this session at least partially is a decent apology for last session. Well, I mean, maybe not so much with the you're captured by the Empire stuff, but...
Oh, I don't really care about the captured by the Empire. It's being captured by Vader. That's a bit of a step up on the oh shit-o-meter.
Well, I did warn you 2 sessions ago that he was not only that he was in play, but I did give you guys indications that Palpatine very, very much wanted this artifact.
Truth. Oh well. Such is life. Well, it was a nice run through the galaxy while it lasted.
All right.
We all know what happens at fucking Vader's dinners. I mean, you know, somebody ends up in carbonite, and, you know.
First the shooters, then the carbonite.
The fucking Ugnaughts, and the... man, that tells you.
Ugnaughts. All right.
This creature.
Does anybody have any questions?
Nay, sir.
Any questions about the details of today?
Nope.
Yeah.
The only comment I was going to make is that I don't know how this interview / meeting is going to go on Wednesday.
Right.
I've got the feeling that if I do get work from it, it's going to be sort of like last minute call-in.
Oh well, you wouldn't be the first person to have told me at the last minute, or not at all, that you can't make it.
I'm just saying, if I can't, I'll let you know in advance as much as possible.
Besides, hey, by the way, Dan, now we know why Gand isn't here. Can smell Vader. Gand not going.
But Vader, tasty. Taste of dark side.
No, a whole planet of that without having to go near Vader.
Actually, if you know, if you were going to miss next session, that works out well because you're sort of in the shit anyway. So, and what to do back and do next session? Ouch! Don't put that there. Ouch! I really wish you wouldn't put that there.
Probing takes on a whole different meaning when it comes to the Empire.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to shut down. But Dan, if you wouldn't mind, I've got two drumsticks in the freezer. If you wouldn't mind, before you go, bringing them to me, please, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Much obliged. The rest of you, thanks for coming. Them's of you that came, and lots of fun. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see you in 2 weeks, where we'll find out exactly how badly you'll die. I mean, how you'll do.
Damn it.
We're probably going to need some fast talking and some other stuff to make this go less badly.
I don't think Salem is going to talk his way out with Vader.
Wait till he
Happen. Salem will actually fly the ship to us, drop down magnetic ropes that attach to us, and then fly away before anybody can hit us. While dropping smoke grenades to keep the stormtrooper. No, really, no. Oh, damn it.
I think really our options are: do you want to be tortured before the carbonite? Or
Yeah, that's Vader, and I'm a Force user.
you gonna eat your whole breakfast.
Now, if I can potentially request, can somebody else break down today? Because I'm actually have to get back to the stupid dog. Just